All right, what's up, you heathens and demons, you sinners and saints, you beautiful blasphemous people. It's Horse and Bear. John is here with me. He's going to help me get through this review tonight as we watch a conversation that I took part in last night. And it's been brought to my attention that, well, after I left, a lot of shit was talked. So we might have to continue this for a part 3. I'm going to look at that. We might have to continue this for a part 3. But what's up, John?
Hey, what's up, Knock? You definitely have to do a part 3. I can't remember who I saw commented that whether it was on Discord or in the comment section below the video you did earlier today, that after you're gone, they talked a lot of mad shit about you for long after it. And I just wanted to mention something here real quick. So when me and Knock did the video yesterday, we had played the part where during his debate with Skylar Fiction, Smokey had said, called Skylar Homo Santa. Now his post hoc rationalization for it, and he even had, like, GPH was in the chat the other day saying that Knock was being disingenuous and calling him out on this because, well, he corrected himself. Well, no, he didn't. Okay. And so he said the Homo Santa thing, and then Skylar went on a riff, joking about it and calling him out for it. And then James jumped in and said, Smokey, we're not going to do this. Don't say that again. And then the exact words that came out of Smokey's mouth were, well, how about Hobo Santa? How about Hobo Santa? In other words, I just said Homo Santa, but how about Hobo Santa? All right. And that was at like 1:51:56 when he said Homo Santa. Now we go all the way to an hour and 57 minutes and 44 seconds. And now he wants to say, well, yeah, I'm sorry, but I meant to say Hobo Santa. Smokey, you call all of us atheists, whatever it is, something clown. What's that thing he always says? Something clowns, like
trash clowns.
Trash clowns, and we're immoral monsters and
degenerate scum.
Degenerate scum and all that. You know what, Smokey? You're a liar, dude. You lied. You didn't misspeak. You meant to say Homo Santa. You absolutely meant to say it. And then 6 minutes later, you want to make a post hoc rationalization. Well, that's a lie, dude. You're a liar. I'm telling you right now. But I'm a trash clown. I'm an immoral monster because I'm an atheist. I mean, look at the way you act on all your streams, your debates, the way you act towards Knock. Then he leaves your stream and you guys sit around and talk about him for a long time afterwards. So I just wanted to get that out and look right into the camera and say that you're the trash clown, Smokey, and you are a liar and a homophobe and a bigot.
Well, yeah, and I pointed out this morning. So if you haven't seen part one, I deal with most of the interaction that I have with Jill. And we should be moving on from that interaction into a more general discussion where the Christians are going to try to attack me. And I'm going to dance one of the best dances I think I've ever danced. I thought I did really well in this conversation. So, at the end is when Smokey's going to be Smokey again. But for a while, it's just a conversation about morality, and it's, you know, if you didn't see it, Jill put us there. And then they're going to give me a couple of opportunities to pretty much lead the conversation with what I want to talk about, which is a mistake. If you want to catch me, you probably want to talk science with me, because unless I'm prepared for a science conversation, that's where you can really get me. But in a conversation about the Bible and God's morality, well, it's kind of what I've been looking at lately, guys. So I want to thank everybody for being here. This is going to get interesting, and it's probably going to be long because it was
real quick. You know,
yep, go ahead.
I watched the video from earlier that Knock did. It was fucking beautiful. And just to give you like a little preview, he talks about Jill. Jill is on that shit where he is saying that the slavery in the Bible is really just like having a job nowadays. And it's just
it's crazy.
Insane. He is completely insane on this topic. But go watch that first video.
But yeah, so we should be ending with Jill. Jill should be leaving soon. And then it'll be a good conversation. But unfortunately, it was on Praise's channel, so I'm going to have to stop it. I told John we're going to try to limit our response, make them really brief responses, so we can try to get through this whole thing tonight. I want to be in bed by 2:00, so hopefully we can get through it. If it is low, let me know. Hopefully I can turn it up a little bit, and hopefully I don't have it too loud. If it's really loud, tell me as well. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And actually, no.
Ooh, yeah. Hey everybody.
There, that's what I want. All right. So it started over, so I pretty much guessed where I ended the stream earlier. So we're just gonna start it here. Might be a little before I ended, might be a little after.
I was saying, Jill, like I would have you on. Oh my God, stay on.
Yeah, I want only Knock is Saints and then Jill talk. So
I don't want to overrule everything. I want everybody to jump in. I'm just trying to tell Jill, like I will have you on my channel. I just can't have you in groups when women are there because you don't respond to them. Like the one-on-one, I will have this conversation. We've had this conversation. I would love to have it again.
Okay. Let's have a discussion on slavery. You two on his channel. You guys agree to that?
Oh yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, I mean, if you want a moderator, I'll do it here on Praise's channel or wherever. But I'm just saying,
we can do it.
Oh, please, yes.
Rich, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, please do. Like Dwayne, this is like the first time we've ever really talked, so I'm cool with that. Yeah.
So, say you bring up about the Bible being immoral. Now, what would be your purpose of that? Would it be to turn around and say to the Christian, look, don't worship this God because he's immoral?
Well, no. So an honest answer to you, Dwayne, right now is that my hope is that the progressive Christians win out. That the people that can rationalize past these immoralities that they find in the Bible will win the narrative, and Christianity can actually become a positive thing instead of a negative thing.
Yeah.
There's no immorality in the Bible. Like, say for example, the Bible is right, and
like I don't really get why that triggered the Christians. Like they're all talking over each other. I'm like, I really hope that the really good ones, win out, and that's the future Christianity. Oh my God, what did you just say? I mean, it was kind of funny. But let's continue.
The world is wrong.
I'm sorry, Gavin. I barely heard that, so please repeat it.
The Bible is always right, and the world is wrong. It's common knowledge.
I find the Bible is often wrong, and the world tells you what the world is going to tell you.
All right, so if you didn't like Gavin really wasn't talking too much in that first one earlier today. But I did do a preamble because Gavin's Stapler Guy, and Stapler Guy is special. Bless his heart. Bless his heart. Bless you, Gavin. Bless your heart. What was that, John?
No, I just repeated yes.
Oh yeah, he is a special kind of special. So let's continue.
How did we interpret something?
Rich, is it more likely, right? Is it more likely that you've got it wrong in your interpretation of the what you regard as slavery, or is it more likely that God has got his morals wrong?
I think that it is.
2 minutes, though. Bearing in mind, it's an omniscient God.
Well, I think that's where you run into problems. So if it's an omniscient God, then we wouldn't even be talking about this issue right now, would we? Like, if it was an omniscient God and it can foretell like what we're going to find moral in the future, then slavery wouldn't have been an issue. And I know like Smokey Saint's argument against that is that, well, God wouldn't want the Israelites to have a policy that would pretty much leave them destitute compared to the rest of the world, since the rest of the world had slavery. But I would argue against that God is omnipotent. He is all of these omnis, that God can do anything and is perfect and can actually, create a society that would overcome that and institute progressive plurality, progressive like equality for everybody all those years ago, and we still wouldn't be fighting for it today.
And which he did twice in history, in human history. So when can we get a date? Can we get?
Please give me citation on that, because like the only time he really got it right was when he killed us all.
Let me unmute. Yeah, like Jill just totally said, like there's twice in history where Christianity itself ended slavery, and I'm like, what?
Yeah. Well, and something Gavin said a few earlier just kind of blows my mind. He said the Bible's right and the world's wrong. That's just common sense. Like, no, that's not just common sense. That's your belief that we don't believe.
Well, yeah, and my response to him is, well, the Bible is usually wrong, and the world tells you what the fuck the world's going to tell you. Yeah, he is special. Bless his heart. All right, let's continue.
Oh, can we get it? Can we get a date? You to commit to the date today?
A date for like our conversation. All right, so I booked for Thursday. Sunday is free, so if you can do it Sunday, we'll do it on Sunday. If not, then it'll have to be like next Thursday. That's the only guaranteed dates that I have.
All right, Praise. What about Sunday on Praise's channel? How's the moderator?
Yeah, I love to host it, but it's up to you.
I mean, as long as it's a little bit later in the day and it's not during like my apostate alliance with John and Faye the Most Gracious, then yeah, I'll come on and I'll have that discussion.
Yeah. Well, let me just say this because I'm getting ready to get some shut-eye. Twice in our human history, Christianity has eradicated slavery. Once in the Christian Rome or Christian Europe. Slavery didn't exist in Christian Europe from the 3rd century to about the 10th century, until Muhammad came riding on his bloody horse, screaming, "Convert or die." Then slavery
of Christians didn't exist, but you're wrong about that.
The second time in Christian Europe, slavery did not exist. They brought all the slaves and adopted them into their family, exactly how the scripture teaches. So, and the second time Christianity freed slaves was in America. Good night.
You might be muted, Knock.
Yeah, I'm so used to having a mute button on my mic. Now that I'm using StreamYard, that's gonna mess me up. So yeah, oops. But like Jill is the worst. He's the fucking worst. So I'm not too sure about the first thing he said, though. In my research, Europe, it was illegal to take Christians as slaves, but you could take other slaves. But I'm not too sure. Maybe he's right about. But to claim that Christianity is what ended slavery here in America, that's just a blatant fucking lie.
It's ridiculous because here's the thing. Okay, yes, the majority of the people that worked to end slavery were Christians, but that was what the whole country was basically. I mean, and back then, there was very few people that, if they were atheists, would identify as atheists. But
Yeah,
what Joe forgets to mention is that everybody on the other side that was fighting to continue slavery, they were Christians too.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, and he dips out, and we don't get into that. But it was like just like what Jill, like Jill is. I mean, everybody knows he's just a troll, and you can't take him seriously. But at the same time, it's like I don't know. It's like he never really fails to surprise me with some of his stupidity. But all right, so Jill's gonna be leaving. The conversation is gonna move on, and pretty much Gavin. I mean, Gavin doesn't really offer any argumentations. You guys are going to see it. We'll have to have a hashtag boring going. I might have to make a banner and we'll have a hashtag boring going. You guys will understand.
Maybe you can just like fast forward to.
Well, you'll understand as we get into it. You'll understand what I'm talking about as we get into it. It's fucking hilarious. Stapler Boy, if you're watching, I love you, Stapler Boy. You need to become a staple on my channel, Stapler Boy. All right, let's continue.
I'll see you Sunday, hopefully.
Yeah, dude, I will be here. I'll make sure of it. It's been too long. I've missed you so much, Joe.
What time do you think you can do this praise?
I could do any time in the early evening to late evening or even night. I mean,
yeah, for me, anytime after 4, just to be safe, 4 p.m. Eastern, I will be here.
Okay.
we.
Looking forward to it.
I'll make a good template.
Hi, Jelly Bean.
All right. I like Jelly Bean.
You said you wanted me as a moderator, correct?
Jelly Bean is better than.
He's gonna be
All
working.
right, you can leave now, Joe, because I was actually enjoying the conversation from Dwayne far more.
Yeah, I know. You're not going to enjoy
Yo, so-
Sunday either. See you
Hey,
guys.
praise.
Bye, Jill, you little bitch. You're dismissed. I love myself sometimes. I am very conceited, and I don't run away from that. I don't like Jill. Everybody knows it. And when I do talk to him on Sunday, it'll be sometime after 4:00 in the afternoon. I'm gonna have fun with Jill. It's been a really long time since me and Jill had a one-on-one. It's happened a couple times on this channel, but you got to go way back. And Jill used to.
So you're going to be talking.
Huh? Well, I was gonna say
You're gonna be talking with Jill then, right?
yeah, Sunday at some point.
Okay, I thought you were gonna be talking to Praise and Jill was gonna moderate.
No, Praise is gonna moderate, I guess, something like that.
Okay.
So we'll be talking slavery in the Bible sometime Sunday after the Apostate Alliance on Praise's channel, and that's gonna be fun because I'm gonna get some digs in. But let's continue because this is gonna go. And were you ever in a stream with P Mars when P Mars used to come on the channel? He's only been on like once or twice. He got kicked off both times, I think.
No, I never was.
He's kind of a douche. But he doesn't like me very much either. So all of these people are going to gang up on me. Like this one guy is the only real decent Christian, and of course Quentin in the room right now is an atheist, and Jay in the room right now is an atheist, and I do believe that Matt Bond is either agnostic or atheist as well. So I'm not alone. But you're going to see, like they're gonna come at me. They're not really interested in anybody else. So let's continue.
So I was told that you wanted to talk to me.
Yeah, well, we talked last night, but yeah, I mean, I apologize for calling you a redhead stepchild.
Dude, I'm gonna be 100% honest. Until like after you apologized, I had no idea what the hell you were talking about.
Yeah.
So, like, if you want to hash out the beef that people think you and I have real quick, we can. Like, I don't really care either way, because I'm pretty upfront. If I don't like you, you'll know. If I do, then you know.
Yeah, no, I mean, so we just got to stop talking crap behind people's back. And I'm not going to talk crap about you behind your back. You just got to go face to face with me if you got an issue.
Hey. Yeah, I feel you. How you doing? Nah, so
That's
Gavin
Quentin.
doesn't want me here, but I think I'll chill in here for a bit.
Quentin is somewhat unique. He doesn't sleep much, I guess. He's been on the channel. Do you remember Quentin from Discord, John?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So yeah, he's been on the channel a couple times.
Rich,
Is that Regis' daughter? Wow.
Yo, Rach, you there? Calling it.
All right, so I guess I stepped away and I just didn't tell him, and my daughter came and said something on the microphone, so that's what that was. But let's get into it. I'm going to try not to interrupt it for about a minute or two, and hopefully they don't. Hopefully, praise don't give me no damn strike. But I want to get into the conversation, so let's get into it.
Okay.
I think that was his daughter.
Yo, who's the one that was trying to say I was making a straw man by making a Judaism joke?
Probably Jill. I don't know.
No, it wasn't Jill. It was someone else.
Well, I'm glad somebody could actually entertain Joe, that Joe could get some attention from Knox, because he was saying
Can I ask Ridge this question, because I want to find out what his thoughts are on this flood.
So there you have
When
it.
he comes back, yeah. I think
They want to talk to me.
Though.
They're literally waiting for me to come back. Now I'm in the kitchen, pouring myself a drink, talking to my daughter, and they're literally they're ignoring Quentin and waiting for me to come back.
It's just like, you can't write comedy like this, man.
Let's go. Let's continue.
Did not leave his mic on? Is that what we're hearing?
Yeah, he left his mic on.
Oh, okay.
Can't believe it's still out.
Yeah, your daughter answered the phone. Your daughter answered the phone when I called you today, Junock, and
Sorry about that. That was this one guy tried to talk, and his shit's all fucked up. I don't know what's wrong with this one guy's shit.
your daughter answered the phone. She says, "He's in the bathroom."
Yeah, she told me about that too. She's starting to want to be involved more, and it's like I keep explaining to her. I'm like, YouTube don't really like kids in the videos, sweetie, and she just, she's headstrong like her dad. And I really don't want to try to take away anything from that. What's up, Sky Out? What's up? Sky Out will be a part of this conversation at some point. Oh, excuse me. Don't drink Sprite.
Sky out here. I thought I smelled the Dunning-Kruger.
Yeah, Sky Out's here. Sky Out, you could. Well, I don't want to make this too long, so I shouldn't bring you in, because then we'll just get away from the video. Yeah, we'll get away from the video. So let's continue. I should be returning soon, and it will begin. And that's the other thing, like with this new microphone, I'm used to having a mute button here, so I never hit it on StreamYard. I'm trying to work that in. This new microphone it stays on unless you hit that mute over there. So yeah, it's an adjustment period. Getting used to the new microphone.
Talking about Knock.
Yeah. No,
Yeah, go ahead. Real quick.
Like this one guy needs to stop talking.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you.
That's ridiculous. Was he trying to link slavery and Christianity as if slavery was a Christian problem or something?
Yeah.
No, I literally I didn't. Like I was talking about ancient Israel well before Christianity, right? I never said that. But listen to Smokey.
Yeah.
That's absurd. The only Christianity is actually responsible.
Maybe we already missed it. Maybe he already said
the other way around. Like
correct.
Slavery is a civilization.
Smokey's not even there.
It has nothing to do with
Smokey's not even there. It's so I don't even know who it was that said
religion.
What I want to ask him about.
But if you're setting up, if you're dealing with the theocracy, though, then it becomes an issue, and it depends on the authorities that they're established in the society that the Christians live in too. Even Jesus said, "Slaves, obey your masters." So.
It's not a Christian issue, Jay. It's a seriously flawed human being issue.
Yeah, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
But it wasn't strictly. It wasn't condemned even by Jesus. Jesus specifically.
I want to
said,
try and.
"Slaves, obey your masters, even the children."
Well, so what if it wasn't condemned?
Right.
It's not
but-
advocated
Well,
by
I mean-
Christians. Christians don't advocate slavery.
I'm just getting back, but to like Jay's point, like Jesus's whole narrative is that the relationship to God is slave and master. He doesn't really condemn slavery at all, which would be like God's chance as like an actual human being to do so.
Yeah. Do you condemn slavery?
That's a straw man. I'm telling you, I mean, that is because.
I mean, I think everybody in here condemns slavery. Nobody's arguing the point that slavery is.
How is it a straw man that God or Jesus didn't condemn slavery?
Yeah,
He did-
I guess stating facts now is a straw man argument.
yeah, he didn't condemn slavery. So
Well, I mean, it would have been a straw man if you had stated some completely irrelevant fact. You know, like if you had it said, you know, hey, chocolate tastes great. You know, I mean, but you're literally saying, and just before you got back, Jay had just said Jesus told everybody, obey your slaves, obey your masters as if you were the Lord. And he never denounced slavery in the Bible. So,
and yeah, and like I was saying right there, like Jesus really changed the narrative to a slave master relationship when you're talking about God human. So it's just really weird that they would say that I'm strawmanning there when I'm just stating a fact that Jesus didn't do that. He was here. He had that chance. Just kind of like Smokey Saint had that chance to denounce Matt Powell, had that chance to talk about the things that I had said the last couple of days, and he didn't take it. Let's go.
I just would be curious as if these people that condemn slavery, I wonder if they have Apple products.
Really, I wouldn't say that.
I have an iPhone.
Okay, so you own an iPhone which was created based on child slave labor.
Well, I own it.
And you want to give Christians
I own an
a hard
iPhone because
time
it was
over
on
slavery?
discount and it was cheaper at the time to get an iPhone than.
It sounds like
than an Android.
you sound like a hypocrite to me.
Well, I can't be somewhat hypocritical. I've admitted that.
Can I add something here real quick?
So his argument, P. Mars, is that because I own an iPhone, I support slavery, and I'm a hypocrite. That's the brilliant argument from P. Mars. I fucking shit you not. I shit you not, people. I shit you not. Okay.
Wait, Dwayne wanted to hang on, Jay. Dwayne wanted to ask a question. He's been waiting patiently for about.
I want to clarify something about the child labor. So I'm not advocating the labor issues that come across in the production of iPhones is necessarily obscene, considering that it's the company Foxconn is the primary company that was making the circuitry and stuff for iPhones, and they were having a high turnover, or they were having a high suicide rate, and their way of solving suicide was by actually establishing basically transfusion around the foundation.
Yeah, you're not telling us anything new, Jay. What's your point?
Maybe if you listen more and talk less, Kevin, you'll get his point.
Maybe if you shut your mouth and listen to adult conversation and learn something.
So it's often hard to understand Stapler Boy. He is in New Zealand, so I'll give him that. And his accent is hard to understand, and he kind of just like runs all of his words together. But if you didn't catch it, what he has not done yet since he's gotten into the room is provide any arguments against slavery. All he's done is like troll the whole time he's been in the room. Like, how Christians put up with this guy, I don't know. Like, I would, if I was a Christian, Smokey, Praise, Dwayne Burke, all y'all, don't let Gavin in your rooms anymore. He really brings the intelligence level down just by being in there, and kind of makes you all a fucking joke.
Wow, and that's really saying something with the group you mentioned.
Oh yeah, dude.
If the intelligence level is brought down even further, I mean that's
like this fucking
that
guy.
doesn't seem possible to me.
This fucking guy. I got it ready. Here, let me find it. I got it ready. Because it's going to be coming. Hashtag Stapler Boy, hashtag boring. It's going to be coming, y'all. It's going to be coming.
iPhones that
So will
link
you.
to child slave labor because the
Yeah,
batteries that are used, the batteries in the iPhone are made by a company that uses child slave labor.
The battery. Okay, show me a citation for that because I know Foxconn is.
Why don't you Google it?
Why
That's not a citation, bro.
YouTube videos are not evidence. I had to tell this to Matt Powell.
There's a ton of news articles about this. Google it, dude. It's not hard to find. It's not like some.
You're making a claim. You're the one
So what if I'm making a claim?
So then you should
I
have
make
the
lots of
citation.
claims. Why?
Well, I don't remember
Do you have a citation?
Starts talking.
Excuse me as I cough out a lung. Yeah, this one guy's phone is or his microphone is really jacked up. So like this one guy, if you're watching, I'm not sure what you got going on there, but you should probably fix that. But this P Mars cat, dude, all he's doing is just saying a bunch of nonsense. Like, hey, Microsoft has child laborers over in Indonesia somewhere. And we're like, maybe, why don't you give us some citation about that? Google it. I mean, like, come the fuck on, dude. Like, I don't know. It's really, really fucking weird.
Do you have a citation for every single thing that you believe?
Yeah.
You do not.
No,
I
you
do.
don't.
You're lying.
Guarantee I do.
Okay.
When it comes to like child slave labor, PMARS, you need to have some citation for that because
Just Google it.
that's a fairly serious
Do you know how to use
accusation.
Do you know how to use Google?
And I'm not even. I'm going to grant you that a lot of shit we buy here in America is a product of.
You don't have to grant me.
All right. I'm going to grant you. You don't, dude. Yes, you have to let me finish what the fuck I'm saying. But this guy, I don't know. I'm not going to spoil it. But I tell him what I think might be wrong with him.
Well,
Okay.
can I finish?
Hey,
Can I finish?
You don't have to.
Can I
you don't have
finish?
to grant me anything. You
Can I finish?
Google
Can I please
Apple
finish? All right.
child
So
slave
can I
labor
please? Can I please?
and read about
Can
it.
I please just finish my point?
But you're not making a point. You're an idiot.
All right. So I will grant you that we buy a lot of shit here in the States from child slavery. But the problem of that is that the political party Christians seem to support is all for that shit because they're all for outsourcing American jobs. Trump does his whole bullshit thing, but he's for outsourcing American jobs. So like the issue here is the outsourcing of American jobs and the ignorance of the American people in the products that they buy, not anything that like you're trying to like relate because I have a fucking iPhone because it was on discount and I'm a poor dude, so I took that discount. Does that mean anything?
Of course, you're a total hypocrite.
Or a Christian problem.
Get him knocked.
You're criticizing.
I'm a complete hypocrite because I have an iPhone. Like what? Well, like I say child slavery is bad. You're a hypocrite because you have an iPhone. Like these people are really, really special. Like I think I landed into the special Christian room. Like this is like the 4th grade, cyber class that like my daughter's gonna be, or my daughter will be in the 5th grade. You know what I'm saying?
I think what it is it's the short bus of streams, and you're the driver.
Oh man, yeah, and like I really didn't know that this was gonna happen when I came in because like I was gonna talk to Praise, and then I figured I'd talk to Smokey, and then as you can see, Smokey dipped back out, but Smokey will be coming back. He can't resist. He knows where I'm at, and has to come and hear this sexy voice. I don't blame him.
Admit to being a hypocrite, so I'm for climate change activism, right? I'm for climate change
You
activism.
don't care about slavery.
I do care about slavery. I do, honestly.
Your purchases say otherwise.
Well, actually, my vote says otherwise. Yours doesn't. Do you vote Republican?
Where do you put your matter?
Do you vote Republican? Do you vote Republican? You don't vote based on abortion and all that bullshit.
I don't believe in. I'm an anarchist.
So you don't vote. So you don't vote. So you're gonna sit here and tell me about how I'm endorsing slavery when I actually vote and advocate for change.
Wait, did he just seriously say
because the change you advocate for is is tyranny. You're trying to destroy liberty and create a society
How
of
so?
tyranny.
How so?
You're a coward.
I just fucked him up, and his only response is tyranny, and you're a coward. Like, dude, you're gonna sit here and try to call me a hypocrite, and you don't even fucking vote. And you're an anarchist, and you're saying I'm for tyranny. Like what? Like, you know, not all anarchists are bad, but this P. Mars dude isn't like the anarchist I've met. At least the anarcho-communists that I've met. So I don't know where the fuck he's coming from, but I just fucked him up. It's great, and I'm just really getting warmed up. We've got about an hour and 10 minutes left to go. Holy shit! I might be in trouble, John. I might be in trouble. I have a stream at 11 a.m. tomorrow, guys, so I've got to try to be in bed by 2.
You're an absolute coward.
What was that, John?
No, I was just gonna say, well, maybe we should play a little more at a time before we.
I know I be freaking out about fair use, but yeah, I'll try to let it go a little bit.
Right, we as long as we're stopping it and commenting, it's fair use, dude. It doesn't matter if you want to go 2 or 3 minutes. As long as we stop and comment, we're cool.
I have no trust in YouTube at this point. So yeah, I'll try to let it go longer though.
I'm a coward. You are a coward. I prefer. I'm a Christian.
My balls are bigger than you, sir.
I believe in God, so I have 100% faith in God. I have absolutely no fear.
Rich.
You are a coward, and the thing is, like, I want liberty, even if it's dangerous.
Oh, let it all out.
You should have
You're controlled with fear, and tyranny.
Okay,
will
Edward.
make you feel real safe.
Yeah.
Don't do
I'm
drugs.
glad that you can recite these for Vendetta.
I would respond, but I'm scared.
That's what I can't remember. I think it was Thomas Jefferson said, "I prefer dangerous liberty to secure tyranny."
So can you? I'm guessing you're the type of person that can quote the entire movie of V for Vendetta.
No.
Okay. Well, I still laugh at the fact you call yourself an anarchist. That's pretty funny.
I just want to know,
Why?
P. Mars.
I think Jesus was an anarchist.
P. Mars, where did I touch you that
You're an idiot.
offended you? That's all I want to know.
Where did I touch you?
I'm not an idiot. Your opinions
show
and
us
your
on the
takes
doll where-
are
Don't do
not-
drugs.
Your stupid
Show us on the
videos
doll where
about
not-
atheism.
Yeah, can you show me on a doll where I touched you and I offended you so much?
I didn't even know you left your echo chamber.
Naka, I love you, man. You're a great sport.
Right, can we talk about some of the problems?
I appreciate that, Quentin. Thank you.
Yeah, Dwayne's been super patient.
Well, yeah, and I enjoyed that conversation. I'm sad to see that, like, Jay went.
All right, like, man, this one guy's microphone just be killing me. And that's going to happen through it a lot. And there's going to be a lot of over talking too. Gavin should start with the whole bullshit soon. He does it for quite a while.
I really don't want to steal the show from everybody. Everybody should be talking.
Dwayne, go ahead, bud.
Yeah. So I wanted to see what your thoughts were about the flood. So do you see it as immoral? What's your opinion on the flood?
Well, I've covered this recently. I find it highly immoral, and I find it very problematic for Christians, and I think that they have to have apologetics for it because for one, it shows inconsistency in God. It shows it really goes against the perfection of God.
Right. Now, what I'll do is I'll take you through it. Do you know what the flood? Do you know why the flood happened?
All right. So, well, I know that geology proved that a global flood did not happen, and they proved that in like the late 1800s.
No, what I'm saying is, do you know the reason why God made the flood happen?
Well, supposedly God hated mankind. He grew weary of our petulance. He took pity on the family of Noah because they were somewhat slave enough But other than that, like it pretty much reads like if you read Genesis and not the apologetics for it, like God was really angry at mankind as a whole.
Right. So I'll tell you exactly why.
Well,
why
it was to protect the
and if you look
bloodline,
at
I
Genesis,
believe.
if you look at Genesis 6, you'll understand it better, and I'll give you a better understanding of why it's not immoral. Right.
Well, I looked at Genesis
will tell you-
6.
Yeah, I'll go through it and let's see what you think about it.
So real quick, John, do you know who Dwayne Burke is? Have you ever seen him before?
No, I don't think I have.
He was on Skylar's channel, and he was on a Modern Day Debate. And he's the type of guy that believes that the Illuminati's running everything. Conspiracy theorist dude. So he's a little unique as well. But of all the people in this room, he's the one that really just he's the one that I actually enjoyed the conversation with. We were having like a serious conversation. Everybody else was pretty much trolling, and I was trolling them back better. But yeah, let's continue.
Right. So the flood happened because the Nephilim, the sons of God, the fallen angels, came down, slept with the women, created Nephilim. That tells you in Genesis 6. So, and what they were doing, they became cannibals, and they began destroying mankind.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What does it specifically say about the Nephilim? Because there's like one sentence, and it doesn't really say that they're bad.
It doesn't say they're bad.
No, it describes them. I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, it describes the Nephilim as the heroes of old.
No, if you look throughout Genesis and you look throughout the Bible, it tells you exactly what the Nephilim were up to. It tells you exactly what the Nephilim were up to. So the whole point of the flood is because the Nephilim were cannibalizing pretty much human beings, and the fallen angels were corrupting mankind.
Well, I mean,
So
I'm reading Genesis 6 now, and like Genesis 6:11 says, "Now the earth was corrupt in God's sight and was full of violence. God saw how corrupt the earth had become, for all the people on earth had corrupted their ways. So God said to Noah, I'm going to put an end to all people, not all Nephilim. I'm going to
Sounds like King James, right? It sounds like King James.
King James. That's not King James.
I'm actually reading the New International Version because it triggers the NIFBs when I do it.
Yeah,
well, I know, but like the NIFBs are King James version only, so it triggers them when I read from this version.
Fair enough. Because I wouldn't stand by it. Stand by what we stand by, and then you can argue it properly.
What is that? So the version of the Bible that calls gay people abominations, and it was supposedly written by a gay person.
Can we go through this plot? Can we go through?
Okay, attention, Horde.
Well, I was reading Genesis 6. The Nephilim were on the earth in those days, and also afterwards, when the sons of God went to the daughters of humans and had children by them, raped them. We're talking about angels, right? They were the heroes of old, men of renown. That is the sentence about Nephilim. So, when it refers to the Nephilim, it says they were the heroes of old.
Yeah, let me explain it, right? Heroes of old is what they used to worship them, you see. A lot of people used to worship the Nephilim as demigods, so they would call them heroes.
So you're referring to the Greek praxis of the Titans?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So
that's what they would call them.
So the Greeks were right.
And that can be confirmed through the Book of Enoch and that.
So are you admitting that the Greeks were right and there were actually other gods? I'm trying. I'm trying to understand.
Stop butting in your food.
Then you'll understand it.
I'm asking questions.
Let him finish.
For example,
Let him finish. Shut your mouth.
From my opinion, what
You too, Gavin.
with the flood, based on Genesis. This is what I think happened, and this is what I think the Bible confirms happened. So the sons of God came down onto the daughters of men. They created the Nephilim. The Nephilim were corrupted mankind, raped the women, and what happened was God saved Noah so that Noah could progress his bloodline and then he flooded everyone else because they were all corrupted. It tells you that in Genesis 6 that Noah was uncorrupted.
So were the innocent babies corrupted?
They were, yes, because they were Nephilim babies.
How could they be corrupted though?
Nephilim
Like they
babies.
haven't even they haven't even lived a life to be corrupted.
Boring.
Yeah,
You need
so-
better
no,
arguments right there.
The death of innocent
Bible is boring.
boring, Gavin? I mean, holy shit.
Please let me talk, please. Right. So, say for example, a fallen angel sleeps with a woman, right? And that creates a Nephilim baby. And that Nephilim baby is going to be evil and corrupt. Is it right to kill that baby or not?
But it doesn't say they're going to be evil and corrupt. It says they're going to be the heroes of the world.
No.
It's like saying if we kill
it's how
Hitler
people
as a baby, is that okay?
It's right. This is why I'm going to try. This is why I'm trying to give you a different perspective. This is how you say it. So God pretty much saved Noah and said to Noah, obviously, I'm going to progress your bloodline further down. So actually, if it wasn't for God's grace of saving Noah, you wouldn't be here today arguing the point of it being immoral. So it's by the grace of God that he saved Noah for you to be here today arguing that was immoral.
Well, that's your interpretation. My interpretation is this: that the sons of God, which we refer to as Jesus Christ now, but the sons of God came down and raped human women, and you know the product of that wasn't necessarily all bad because they produced these really great heroes, right? And God was like, holy shit, there's some really powerful demigods on earth. Let me just kill everything. That's like my interpretation of it.
Well, that interpretation is a bit weird. All of it.
Now, we'll stop it real briefly. I think my interpretation is more accurate to Genesis than any of the bullshit that Dwayne Burke just said.
Well, I mean, and here's the thing. He is just bending over backwards to, rationalize this idea that the flood was a moral act. Mm-hmm. I mean, first of all, he keeps talking about the Nephilim, and well, that baby was produced by a Nephilim. Of course, it's going to grow up to be evil, so it's okay to kill it. That's ridiculous. The other thing is he of the belief that the Nephilim impregnated every woman on the planet at that time?
Yeah, well, and we're going to get into it because, as I said, I didn't really back them against a wall. Jill did with bringing it, just starting the conversation out, being a morality conversation in regards to ancient Israel, right? So he really backed them against a wall, and throughout this entire conversation, I mean, you guys are going to see it as we watch it here. They are squirming to justify the atrocious things that happened. And yeah, that's exactly what he's trying to do now, is justify the fact that God killed everybody, because supposedly by his, I'm actually giving him a better moral answer, right? Like I'm saying God grew angry at all of mankind, and that's why he killed all of mankind. But Dwayne here is arguing that, well, God hated the Nephilim, and because of that, he killed everybody. And I mean, that's worse.
Yeah, that's worse. I mean, just own it. Yeah, God got mad, he killed everybody. I mean, he could have just snapped his finger and changed everybody, but he wanted to drown them,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's even worse. Like, there's this finite group of people on the planet, the Nephilim, that God doesn't like, so let's wipe the whole planet out.
Yeah, and we're gonna get into it. Of everybody here, he at least asked good questions. We have like a fairly decent exchange, although he's gonna start accusing me of not being a man. And I'm like, I'll be your girly. I don't think I say that, but I will be your girly man, Dwayne Burke, if you want me to. Let's continue.
So if you take it account
the
scripture, and you look at what the Nephilim did, then you would understand as to why it was done, why the flood was brought down, because obviously the Nephilim were corrupted. They were crooked from the beginning.
The problem with that, though, is that Genesis itself doesn't point to the Nephilim. It points to mankind. Mankind is what's corrupted. Mankind is what's evil.
But the Nephilim is the product of.
Well, if God is omni, as you have maintained in this conversation, why didn't He have control of that?
Well,
no, because it falls.
He's not going to intrude on free will.
Well, we've already interpreted. All right, so is there free will when God is ordering the soldiers of Israelite to kill innocent babies in Canaan and the 5 other nations that surrounded them? Is there free will when God orders the murder of the entire world? Is there free will when God sends Himself back to be reincarnated to change the covenant?
Yeah,
is that free will?
Yeah.
No, it is not.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It is free will.
Free will.
Of course, it's free will. Because at the end of the day, you still got to.
That is the answer of slaves.
I'll ask you, Rich.
Justice.
Do you not believe in free will?
I believe that human beings have free will, but it's not God given. It is given to us by the Constitution that we have established in this country, and too few people realize that.
You think that's free will?
There's no God.
We have individual rights granted to us by the Constitution, not by God.
There are arguments, please, from
Do you know anything about the Constitution, where it stems from?
Oh, yeah. I used to be a conservative Republican, so I know all about the Constitution.
So where's the Constitution stem from?
It's a endowment.
Yeah.
But the morals behind the Constitution come from Jesus.
We actually discussed it the other day.
Oh, yeah, because a good chunk of the founding fathers were deists.
I said a good chunk.
So
they're just Christians. They're still Christians. They just believe Jesus was a human and not.
No, like literally, the definition of deist is not Christian.
Total. 51 Bible believing Christians, 4 were deists. That is historical fact.
But yet, whenever Richard Madsen says
4 would be a good
you guys
chunk.
don't call him a Christian. Makes sense.
Adult
Suck my balls, Kevin.
Oh my God, Naka made a legitimate argument. Let's fucking go crazy.
Yeah, that's what Gavin does.
Yeah, Gavin, you're so easy, dude. Like, you should come on my channel so we can have a dumpster fire.
Oh, dude, please.
Why would I waste my time going on a channel?
Because it would be fun. It would be 2 people yelling at each other because you're an idiot.
By a toilet mouth that can't control what comes
I don't even see how Christians take you seriously at this point.
There is a well-known phrase: the man that cannot control his mouth cannot lead himself. If he cannot lead himself, then he cannot lead his family.
You're right. Like that was a low attack. I'm not going to call you an idiot. I'm just going to call you Stapler Boy.
I don't care how picking on his appearance makes any difference.
I'm not. I'm comparing.
I have no problems getting in the mud with nobody. I mean, if you want to sit here and just boring me every time you think that I've spoken long enough, if you want to just heckle me, if you want to just troll me, well, I'm going to troll you back, Stapler Boy.
Well,
I mean,
and here's the thing, too, just 2 quick things. One, I think that Quentin and Smokey should have a laughing contest.
Oh, I know. Yeah, Quentin might have Smokey on the laugh. I'm going to give you that.
Yeah, and then the other thing is, so did Gavin just say a few minutes ago that deists are Christians?
Yeah. Oh no, that was P. Mars, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, P. Mars was arguing that the deists were Christians. Gavin said that only 4 were deists, and I was like, and that's why I pointed out, like, I said a good chunk. I didn't say all. I said a good chunk. 4 of the founding fathers would be a good chunk being deists. And I'm not sure. I don't trust Gavin to be accurate. It might be more than that. I haven't looked at it, so I don't know the exact number. I just know that some of them were deists.
Well, and the guy who he's the one that keeps saying boring, isn't he?
Yeah, that's Gavin.
Okay.
Have you ever seen Gavin?
He just said something to the effect a minute ago about how I can't remember, but basically intimating that you were just speaking nonsense or something. Like he's the one that's been sitting there and every 5 minutes, boring.
Yeah.
I mean, if he ever does come on your channel, I'm going to be backstage, and every time he opens his mouth, I'm going to say boring.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny, dude. I don't understand how he thinks it's successful, but like if you ever see him, why I call him Stapler Boy is, have you ever seen Half Baked? It's the Dave Chappelle movie.
Yeah.
It's about smoking weed. What's the comedian's in it? I can't remember his name. It's about smoking weed, and there's a guy, I can't remember the guy's name, but he had his stapler. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know.
So that's why he's Stapler Boy, because he looks like that guy, and he's stupid. What an idiot! Like, brings nothing to this conversation the entire time that he's there. Just boring.
Him to a beloved movie of mine. I love Half Baked. I really love it.
The room just plummet when there's two vitriolic pieces of social.
All right, so let the adults talk again, please, Dwayne. Go ahead.
We're supposed to be grown ass men, not little bitches.
Well, I mean, Gavin is Gavin. Come on, dude. Dwayne, I'm enjoying the conversation with Dwayne, but Gavin's just a troll. I mean, he's either a troll or he needs some.
Like he literally, like Dwayne Burke literally just called me a little bitch. It's like, we're supposed to be grown ass men, not little bitches. Like Gavin's the one that's trolling, and I'm just responding. It's okay when Gavin does it, but it's not okay when I do it. Fuck these dudes.
Medication.
No. You're a vitriolic piece of social cancer because you won't let.
And I'm kind of back and forth in the chat. I'm kind of looking at the chat, but I'm also running the banners and everything. So yeah, I'll definitely go back and look at the side chat and see what you guys are saying. Hopefully you guys are having fun, because we're about to get into some meat of it. But go ahead, John.
Well, I'm just going to say they're having some fun with Sky Out. Sky Out thinks that logic existed before human brains did.
Yeah, Sky Out's probably going to be coming on soon to talk the Trinity with me. So, I mean, Sky Out, the Trinity, it's got to be funny.
I got to tell you something. I cannot wait to hear Sky Out's take on why Trinity makes sense.
Me neither, dude. This is going to be fucking funny.
Oh, man.
This is going to be fucking funny.
Beautiful.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be a good one.
Dwayne,
I'm a social cancer. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. I have the freedom to talk about what I want to talk about.
Hey, Dwayne, so that way the dumpster man.
All right. Let's go back to Dwayne. You started up.
Yeah, so obviously that's my interpretation of the Bible. And there's a lot of people have that interpretation in regards to the flood. So if it's not as bad as what you think, maybe from that perspective, because obviously he's done it out of grace that he saved Noah. So in my eyes, it's contradictory for you to turn around and say it's immoral what God did by flooding everyone, when in actuality it was just and righteous that God killed the Nephilim off, because the Nephilim would have killed Noah, which would mean you wouldn't be here today. So by the grace and faith of God, you are here today because he saved Noah.
Well, for one, I would say that if God is omni, he could just like snap his fingers and the Nephilim would be dead. He doesn't have to kill all the innocent babies across the world.
Well, no,
you know, like
they're not innocent babies, though. That's what you're not understanding.
Babies cannot have. I mean, it is not possible for babies to have corrupt souls. Like even the ancient Israelites did not recognize like children did not get a soul upon birth. It took a period of time.
Let him finish.
Well, then stop talking, Gavin.
Let him
shut your mouth and let Dwayne finish.
You're the one not letting him finish by interrupting.
He literally finished his point and I responded to it, Gavin. Go staple.
Shut your mouth.
Go get your staple. Go get your comfort staple.
Can we just stay on the conversation?
All right. Yeah.
No.
I'm as bad as Smokey. I'm sorry.
Even praise is just like, no, I can't.
No.
He gave up.
Just let it burn. Just let this live stream burn.
Praise, I admire you right now. You just said, no, I can't.
Well,
he gave up.
Hey, can you
I would say just to answer like Dwayne really quick, like I don't see it really as God granted a mercy to Noah. I would say that.
Why don't you let him finish? Why don't you let Dwayne finish?
Oh my fucking God! Was he not finished, dude? Like, are you the?
No.
Who are you, Gavin? Are you the arbitrator of all that is fair in the world?
All right.
Like, Gavin, seriously, lick my ass.
Dwayne, will you finish your point? Will you finish with your point, Dwayne?
I was going to finish that. Obviously the Nephilim were corrupted from the beginning because they're not your average baby. You're referring to them as your average cute, cuddly little baby when they're not actually cute, cuddly little babies. They're actually Nephilim babies, which were created from angels. So they weren't this what we would refer to as a baby that we have, like my child or someone else's child. It's totally different. So it wasn't these innocent babies. If you say innocent babies to make it seem more.
Well, that's what I don't get though. Like, how do you think that a baby can have this corrupt soul? Like a baby. So I had this conversation recently on my channel. I'm trying to remember who, and it's just like escaping me right now. But like
Smoky Paint.
Probably, but like how can you sit here and say no? It was actually CJ Cox. It wasn't Smokey. How can you sit here and say that you could have like 1 billion babies, for instance? Like you're in the city of Canaan, you have killed everybody, but you got all these babies left, right? How can you sit here and say that you cannot look at those babies and say, if we don't ever tell them that they were Canaanites, we could raise them as Israelites and they would never know the difference? I do not think you can sit here in this modern world and make that assertion. I really do not. Do you have children, sir? Like do you have children? Have you seen the innocence of that baby that you hold in your arms? Have you seen that innocence? Because it's real and it's there.
I don't know how babies are supposed to survive for 40 days or whatever.
I just triggered the fuck out of all of them. I just triggered the fuck out of all of them. And I hammered them. Let's see what you guys are saying so far. I hope you're enjoying it. What's up, Synagogue? Yeah, it was you. What's up, Synagogue? I Longhorn Full. Quizoper. Jay Spashcox here. What's up, y'all? Hey, Jay, I want to mirror our conversation that we did after this. Once I'm done with the entire review. So, maybe tomorrow or the next day, I'll mirror it, put it up on the channel if that's okay with you. Let's continue. I hope you're having as much fun as I am and as I was last night. This was a blast for me.
I know.
I see it.
So I have triggered some Christians here. Oh my gosh. I'm talking about babies. And you guys are all trying to defend the murder of them. So Christian-like.
I'm not trying to defend the murder of them. I haven't even made my point yet.
You just pretty much turn around and say that the innocent babies when the Bible's not stating that. So you would take the Bible for what it says.
It killed the entire world. That includes innocent babies.
Well, the Lord saw that the wickedness of man on earth was great.
Nephilim.
No, the Nephilim weren't the only things that died. All of mankind except for Noah died. You cannot put it on the Nephilim here. God killed everybody.
I'll give you that. See, how many kids have you got, Rich?
I got one, and she is the most important thing in the history of the world. I would never sacrifice her because some voice in my head told me I need to.
Think of it this way, then. Okay, think of it this way, right?
Don't sacrifice babies.
Think of it this way, right? For an analogy of it, right? Say you've got your daughter, right? And say there's another baby that's born into the family. But this baby is pure evil, right? And God knows that this baby...
How do you know a baby is pure evil?
Just let us finish.
Well, I'm just asking, like, how do you know that a baby is pure evil?
I dream about it.
Right. So...
I mean, it's a fucking baby, yo. It's a baby. It was like 4, maybe. Because, like, maybe it was trying to fuck the dog or something.
You know something, like, if you're not gonna act like a fucking man, then just.
Well, I'm trying to understand your
Hashtag
position.
be a
We're talking
man.
about babies.
You're not a man. You're not a man. You've got a vagina like Quentin.
I'll be quiet.
All right. So let's pause it for a minute. You there, John?
Yeah.
All right. So in this madness, I'm trying to. They're trying to label me as the bad person for saying that babies are innocent, right?
Yeah.
Babies are innocent. They cannot be guilty. And Dwayne is trying to say that they are guilty because they're babies. I don't know what the fuck he's trying to say. And all Gavin is saying throughout the whole time, whether I'm talking or Dwayne is talking, is let him finish.
No, I mean, but here's the thing, babies are innocent. I mean, what an outrageous claim, Knock.
I'm so terrible.
Yeah, I mean, what a nonsensical claim. I mean, you're there saying that babies are innocent at the same time. Sky Out's in the live chat saying that truth is what people agree on. He just said that a few minutes ago in a post he put in, babies are innocent. I mean, poppycock.
Yeah, I want to send a shout out to Dr. Josh in the chat. What's up, Dr. Josh? Hopefully this doesn't offend your sensibilities too much. It's gonna get a little crazy.
And Jay messaged me and said the A-OK on the mirroring.
Oh, sweet, awesome, cool. Thank you so much, Jay. I want to put that up as well because I think that'll be a good reflection. I was pretty jacked up coming out of this room, and then I went right on Jay's channel, and we had a.
And while you and Jay were on his channel talking, they were back in their stream talking mad shit about you.
Yeah, so we'll probably cover that on Monday. If you're around, John, I'll let you come on and we can respond in kind. I think that'll be fun. Let's continue.
Honestly, like Dwayne, you're the only person here being an adult on the Christian side, except for Praise, who's doing a really good job, I think, of moderating.
There's also the wickedness of sin. So yeah,
I'm not saying that facetiously, like Praise. You're just letting it go. I appreciate that.
Vagina boy should be leaving the room.
Hey, Praise, can you mute Gavin so that way they can have their conversation? Because every time they try to, he interrupts.
Up you go, vagina boy.
I can't wait to like clip this shit.
Gavin.
Gavin, you are something special, dog.
So Gavin is literally screaming at Quentin now. Shut your mouth, vagina boy. I think he said mama boy one time. I mean, that's where we have devolved to.
Well, and I got to call you out. You just said that Praise is doing a good job moderating. No, he's not. He's just sitting there letting them.
That's what I was saying. He's just sitting there, just chilling.
Oh, you were being sarcastic. Okay.
Well, I mean, it was cool that he wasn't being a John Maddox. You know what I'm saying? Like just letting everybody overpower me. I was actually able to talk a little bit. But yeah, Praise really isn't too involved. Praise will become involved once they go to timed responses, because they'll go to timed responses here in a little bit. And I think we make it through the second round of that when Smokey can't help himself and becomes Smokey Sane again. Icky, oh Icky, I know you're watching, Icky. I don't have my special screen, Icky, but it's coming back. It's coming back just for you, sweetheart.
He's the mentally retarded fanboy.
You need arguments, you haven't got them, so you might as well go.
Like I am arguing with Dwayne, and you just keep saying stupid shit.
You are not
friend here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually like so. The first time me and Dwayne had any interactions, he commented about Matt Powell making me cry. But like, I'm enjoying this shit. Like Dwayne is asking good questions.
Hold on.
Shut the hell up, Gavin.
This is what Smokey did last night, time responses. So if Dwayne and Knock can do their time responses, then we'll move it to Sky Out or whoever wants to go next.
Yeah, I want everybody to talk, but I just want to say, Dwayne, I actually enjoy this conversation, and I would like to conversate with you, like maybe one-on-one on my channel or something, to where we can actually really talk, because I feel like maybe you're an honest interlocutor, and I do appreciate that about you.
Yeah, Dwayne's a good guy.
As long as you talk man to man, that's it.
All right, so like I totally just like fucking complimented him. I don't really mean it, but I'm like, he's the only one there being really an adult about anything. So I'm like, dude, come on my channel. He's like, let's be man to man. It's got to be man to man. Like, motherfucker, like I've been sitting there talking to you man to man this whole time. Like, what the hell are you talking about? You're the one that's saying that these babies are monsters, and it's gonna get worse, guys. It's gonna get worse. I shit you not, it's gonna get worse than even what it's been so far. I'm not gonna give it away, but like that whole thing, like I just gave you props, and the Christian just can't help himself but just throw an insult. Like, they don't know how to be civil. It's like, I don't know. Like, my mama would have slapped me if I acted like that. I don't know.
One, let me ask you this. If it was me instead of Praise moderating, would all that bullshit be going on?
Oh, probably not. But at the same time, Gavin wasn't going to be stopped. Like, the only way Gavin was going to be stopped if they would have kicked him from the room. And I just don't understand how these Christians can let this dude into their rooms.
Oh, I would have. He would have had his ass muted. He would have been put backstage.
Yeah. You can mute him and shit. Like, I just don't understand why they let this guy in their room if they want to have serious discussions, because he has not offered anything towards the discussion since he's been there.
Boring.
Yeah,
Let him finish.
That's all he does the whole time, the whole fucking time. He's never really part of the discussion. And you'll see, like, even I do believe, like, during these time responses, he takes his timed response to fucking troll. It's like, what the fuck? I wouldn't let this dude, like, I let him come in and just have a dumpster fire with him one-on-one. But, like, if I'm having a room, this guy ain't there.
Yeah, hey, Mutable Destiny. Yeah, Gavin is truly a piece of something.
Yeah, he bless his heart. Bless his heart.
Bless his heart.
And I'm down for that. I'm really guy. Yeah, I'm really down for that. But I don't want to just hog up, Praise's live stream. I'm here to talk with everybody, even Gavin. I mean, even Gavin.
I'm mentally challenged.
I think the timed responses is a good thing to do, and then it would also. I have not been able to say like one possible.
Oh, there's your boy.
I noticed you were back, Smokey.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what happens with Gavin.
Yeah, Smokey's back now. We're getting there now. We got 47 minutes left. I'm gonna let it play. We're starting to get there. We're gonna go through 2 rounds of time responses, and there's a lot of motherfuckers. So we're getting there though.
Let's do the timed responses so that everyone can actually like say something maybe and like have it be a little bit structured.
Yeah, please don't let me steal the show here. I'm having fun, but at the same time, let everybody talk.
Smokey. Hey, Smokey.
What?
You got to remember, there's somebody in here that doesn't want to have conversations because he thinks they're boring.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm trying to actually elevate the environment so that we can actually have something profitable.
I agree.
Okay.
No, I agree with you. I'm not the one screaming boring every time a topic gets brought up.
Okay. Well, you know what? Let's not start throwing mud because you haven't exactly been a pristine, bastion of class since you've come in the room either. Okay. So let's.
Well, I made one joke about. Can we not
engage in petulant childhood defense mechanisms? Now? Okay, beautiful. So Rage, here's the thing.
Oh, you got butthurt because I made a media.
Dude, we're trying to move the conversation on, Quentin. That's all we're trying to do.
Yeah. See, this is why it's. This is why it gets so difficult because the immaturity is just grotesque. I really would like to allow Rage to actually make a statement. Here's the thing, Rage. I appreciate what you've been saying and what you've been doing, but it's also been a little bit volatile in here. And I get you're passionate about this.
Oh my God, the projection coming off of him is ridiculous.
Do you have a timer or?
What was that, John?
I just was saying the projection coming out of Smokey's mouth right now is ridiculous. He just basically over the last 90 seconds described himself in every interaction he's ever had.
Yeah, it's so and earlier I described what happened on MathPic's channel. You was there, John, so you saw it, right? That's probably going to come up again, Yeah, so I think Smokey's pissed, right? Like, so Smokey went back to his after party. I've been over here just wrecking on his friends, and he's pissed that that he did what we wanted him to do. and I think he was mad at himself. But we'll get into it. Let's continue.
You want me to do it?
I got one. Yeah, I'll take it.
All right. You want 60 or 90 seconds? I don't care which.
How about we do 60 for right now, just to see where it goes?
All right, that's fine. Okay.
I will be away for like 1 minute. I will be right back.
Okay. So Christian atheist. Does that sound decent? Just kind of back.
I forgot agnostic too.
Yeah. Okay. We're not splitting hairs like that, bro.
We're on Team Nakasuchi.
Yeah, we're not splitting hairs like that. It's just if you're God or no God, that's fine. So
God's God.
Yeah, then you're leaving out two people. So
who's that?
Me and Matt. Because we're not atheists. We're not atheists.
Okay, dude. Again, you just want to play games and split hairs because you think you're being cute and clever. Okay, we're trying.
No, I don't. You're trying to label me as something that I'm not.
He's the Schrodinger's cat of the debate. Once you identify his position, it changes.
You either believe there is a God or you don't. Now, which place you want to put yourself on?
People can ask questions.
Is not worth actually detracting.
Real quick, I just love that they're not giving Smokey nothing here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and here's one spot where I can't even believe I'm going to say this. I'm going to agree with Smokey in that if you have theists in the room and you're going to have a back and forth between people that believe in God and people that don't believe in God, well, then the agnostics would get grouped with the atheists. I mean, it's just yeah. But
I agree.
It's cool that they're not giving ground to him because
they're arguing with them over everything now, and they're like, "Oh, you thought you was done? What about me and Matt?" And I guess Matt Bond and Quentin are agnostic, not atheist. I think I said that I thought Quentin was an atheist. So all right, so let's continue. Let's get through this thing. We're going to get into these timed responses eventually.
The argument that we're trying to actually have right now because you want to be petty about definitions. Okay, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. You just want to act like a child, and I respect that.
You've acted mature before too.
17 years old.
Do we got that timer ready?
Too, but
I got the timer.
Do we have that timer ready? All right, we got the timer ready.
I'm back, and we're still arguing. That's great.
It's really kind of your first go because you're kind of like the positional argument stance. So it's kind of like up to you. You got to go first, bro. 60 seconds, and then we're going to do round robin back and forth.
Yeah, so just have some remarks on what we discussed tonight or whatever for 60 seconds. We'll go to the next person.
Get it, okay.
All right, so is it on me?
Yeah, you go ahead. I'm going to start on your word.
What am I talking about?
Well, we've been discussing like
question.
Slavery, anything. Let's go into the Nephilim, the baby. I'm going to talk about.
All right, so anything I want to talk about. Okay, we'll keep it where we're at. So I just want to hear the justifications that the Nephilim were bad and that humans weren't the reason that God did what He did. Right? Like God clearly says He was upset with humankind. And now the apologetic seems to be, well, God's getting rid of the Nephilim. Why couldn't God get rid of the Nephilim without killing all of humankind, including innocent babies?
The babies.
All right, you want to finish there because you had another 30 seconds.
Well, for 30 seconds, I'll just say that Nakasuchi is the greatest mind that ever existed on the face of the earth.
Don't dick with 30 seconds.
Times. Okay. If you want to respond to that, go ahead.
Right, we're getting 50 seconds. Right.
Yeah, it's Dwayne's turn.
I would just literally say that obviously it wasn't corrupted. It wasn't the way that you were putting it. Pretty much the fallen angels corrupted mankind. They corrupted them, and they slept with the women, and they created this Nephilim breed, and that breed was killing off people. It was killing off all of mankind. So God knew it would happen anyway. So He had to put a stop to it. He had to flood off the Nephilim and save Noah, so that you could live today, and that you could argue your point today. So by the grace of God, you're here doing that is immoral. Beautiful.
20 seconds.
Nice.
I concede.
I think Gavin. I think
No, next atheist. Next atheist.
Oh, go ahead,
I'll go
Gavin.
after
Your
you.
word on your word. So whenever you, I'll weigh in on this too after Gavin. Go ahead, Gavin. Your word.
it was after praise.
Okay, yeah, just 60 seconds enough for me.
Okay.
The first thing we need to be foundational about is that the Bible is always right and the world is wrong. Always right and the world is wrong. Atheism needs better arguments. They're such a microscopic part of global society, it's not even funny. If God decided something in the Bible, then it's on him. And complaining about God deciding something is like being a microchip, in a computer and complaining that a microchip in an Apple computer and complaining that Steve Jobs is a rubbish computer designer. It's so asinine, the atheistic argument. It's so boring, it's so old. You need better arguments. And that's all I have to say.
10 seconds left. Very good. So who wants to go next? We got this one guy. We got Sky Out, Smokey, Pete Mars. Who wants to go next?
Whoever. I mean,
I'll go.
maybe another atheist. Yeah, or agnostic.
Or I can go last. I'll go last.
Okay. But how we just go in order?
I'll
So
go last.
Todd, go next.
I'll go. You have to bring Nokia back.
Oh, yeah, he's not here yet though.
He said he's backstage.
Yeah, he's backstage.
Yeah, I'm here. I just somehow got myself backstage. I'm stupid.
All right.
Todd was back.
Okay.
Nobody took the bait there. I actually give it to Smokey not to take the bait there because he should have pounced on that. But he didn't. He didn't.
I guess. I don't know how long. Go ahead and start the time. I probably won't go right over it, but I would say that it wouldn't be angels. That I'm inclined to believe that it was talking about the sons of Jared and the sons of Jared coming down from their holy mountain to mix with the land of the people of the Canaan, and they left their mountain instead of their priestly habitation on the mountain top, which they fell because they were also called the sons of God because they were like righteous or whatever, and that caused the fall. And it wasn't necessarily that God only saved Noah, it's that Noah was the only one that was saved because no one else chose to go onto the ark because God sent Noah to deliver them onto the ark and no one wanted to go on. And that's all I'll say.
And that's the problem with timed responses because you can't respond to just absolute and utter horseshit. The Bible does not fucking say that at all. I'm sorry, this one guy, I like you, but it just doesn't fucking say that.
Well, and I take exception to your use of word horseshit.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend. Don't cancel me, John. All right, let's continue.
Perfect. Right under the time. 7 seconds. So P Mars, we got Quentin.
I could go.
Sky Out.
Yeah, I'll go last. Chris.
Should I go?
Who was saying that? Who was that? P Mars?
P Mars, yeah.
Get it.
All right, go ahead, P Mars.
I'll go after P Mars.
All right.
I kind of feel like Jesus represents the new covenant, for one, that a Christian shouldn't really have to justify what the God of the Old Testament did, because Jesus was sent, like, what he did was he changed how we worship God. He changed the Old Testament ways. But also I would say that murder can be justified sometimes. You can think of the Nephilim as like an evil alien race came to Earth and, I don't know, tried corrupted God's creation, and then like he had to wipe out the alien DNA because they were just like evil people or something. I don't know. Maybe like science fiction works better. I yield my time.
You're 15 seconds under, so if you want to get we can add those seconds to your next response.
PMARS be on some crazy shit, dude. Like, don't do drugs at home. Like just smoke some weed and chill out. Don't do drugs. Man, that dude be on some weird shit.
So, Smoke, you want to go next, or
Sure. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. I think it is important to always try to digest the consistency of the narrative of the text. And, you know, in Exodus, I think 20, it talks about the difference in terms of commands of what to do with the cities that they're going to come into the land to possess. It's the ones that are specifically inside this realm of Canaan.
All right, so I mean, Smokey's answer here isn't even really too important. What you need to realize right now is Smokey is being nice right now. He's being somewhat decent, Smokey, not petulant, arrogant. I'm a child, Smokey yet, and it's almost like he's trying to wait for the right moment, and he's like struggling against himself. But you really can't detect it yet, so I'm going to give him props for that. But yeah, his answer doesn't really matter because he's just trying to sound smart, sound like he knows what he's talking about, and he's trying to sound controlled, but the situation is not under control by any means.
That they were supposed to treat with complete eradication. And we know this is the land and area where the Nephilim were. The land outside of that, they're commanded to basically go to the city, lay siege, and basically probe for terms of surrender when they lay siege to a city. So specifically, there was a command of how to handle these specific entities inside the city because of the perversion of the Nephilim blood, clearly, which means, while probably Rage wants to complain about the murder of babies, these wouldn't even be considered babies if you're following through with the understanding of the narrative of the text I yield.
You were 1 second under. That was perfect, Smokey.
The way that praise just kind of strokes Smokey this whole time, like every time, like I don't. If you watched that earlier stream, John, when Smokey came into the room, praise was just gushing praise on Smokey, and now that Smokey's back, he's doing it again. Oh, perfect. 1 sec. You're so awesome. Like earlier, it's like, I just really want to thank you for what you're doing for the brotherhood here. We're all behind you. Like Icky Taint's atrocious behavior is some role model for this Christian YouTube community.
Well,
but that's literally what Praise is saying.
Well, and after next time I run across Praise, I'll have to ask him how Smokey's balls taste.
Yeah, I'm serious. Like,
and just real quick too. Listen, here's what Smokey just said, that Nakasuchi isn't right about innocent babies because the babies weren't really babies. That was his argument.
Yeah, and it's going to get worse with the next round because my next question, and there's still a couple people that have to respond, but I think my next question is fucking spot on, and I think they're going to struggle with it a little bit.
Nice. I want so bad to respond.
Go ahead. Go next. All right, thank you very much. I'll keep it kind of quick. I just wanted to respond to what
praises
the interpretation of Nakasuchi and what he likes to do. He likes to assume a definition is true and argue from that definition, and it becomes a contradiction in terms because he's presupposing what he's saying is true using false definitions, and everything he says is logically inconsistent. So about the Nephilim is in Genesis 6:1-4. The term Nephilim literally means the fallen ones, and when you translate that into English, so it was a copulation between divine beings, the sons of God and a human woman, the daughters of Adam. So the Nephilims are known to do this type of mating in the sons of from the sons of God and the daughters, and it resulted in the Nephilim causing the flood. Now, God sent, if you read Genesis 6:5, the flood waters was sent from God by a judgment and blocking away humanity's wickedness, and rose out of the grief of his heart in Genesis 6:5-6. So Genesis describes the flood as this sort of like chaotic waters that God cleared away. And in the ark, God carries Noah's family through the flood unharmed to start a fresh world, returning to innocence and beginning a new, different life. And
So that's pretty much what I wanted to say about the Nephilim and in Genesis 6:5, and basically it's called the fallen ones. And I don't believe Naksuchi's interpretation is correct. I think he has a false definition, and when he argues from it, it's there's no consistency.
Gotcha. Sounds like a minute and a half.
Well
But that's
said.
two we could accept if we need it. But,
Thank you.
I kind of want to add into this real quick. I'll do my minute. So there is no unwritten principle that anyone's supposed to be entitled life. There's no principle. Only God is the author of life, and so He can do whatever He wants to do with the life. If there is a plan in His foreknowledge to bring salvation to the Nephilim, maybe that's possible, because 1 Peter 3:18 talks about that, where Christ went to the other side of the Gulf and preached to the people that were in the time all the way back to the time of Noah. You can see yourself. Another thing is Noah preached for 900 years to save the Nephilim and to bring salvation to them. They didn't follow. They didn't get on the boat. 2 Peter 3 covers this principle over and over. So they wanted death. They wanted their destruction. They got it. So everything's righteous. God's perfectly righteous and just. And I'm going to end it there.
Well said.
Is it my turn?
Yeah, go ahead. On your work, Clinton.
Unless somebody else wanted to go before me, because I know I was last. So.
Yeah, or no, Matt Bond. So it's either between you or Matt Bond.
Go ahead, Quentin. Go ahead.
Matt, you want to throw in real quick? All right.
On the.
So, all right. I guess I'll.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I will say this real quick. You guys, Praise just said that God doesn't guarantee life to everyone, and we have been talking about how babies have been murdered and it wasn't necessarily a bad thing, but yet Christians want to condemn people that get abortions. And I find that very ironically funny. And the fact that, it's okay for God to wipe out an entire race, but for somebody that doesn't think a pregnancy could go correctly or want that baby, it is wrong. And I concede my time.
So Quentin pretty much just nailed it. And I think Quentin triggers Smokey right there. So it looks like Smokey dipped out. Smokey will be back in really, really soon. I think that Quentin just triggered Smokey moving forward.
Yeah, about 30 seconds. So if you can add it to your next response, if you want to add it to it, Quentin. So Matt Bond, if you want to go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So I personally don't see any reason why there should have been any need for a global flood. If you're trying to correct the blood or protect the bloodline, a divine entity should be able to do that. If you're going to have Noah and his family repopulate the entire world, you can easily make certain people infertile and allow them to populate the world, and the others will die out. And that's all I'll say.
Awesome. So you about 30 seconds left, so you can add it. But I think we can go a minute and a half now if someone wants to add something.
All right. So I do believe that this is the last round of, we got like a half an hour left. So this is the last round of timed response. And it's going to devolve during this round. I'm going to ask, I think, a really good question. I think that Quentin just triggered Smokey with his whole abortion thing. Like, I find it funny you guys are sitting here justifying the murder of babies, and yet you care about abortion. And I think he triggered Smokey. So hopefully you're awake over there, John. I just heard you laugh, so I know you are, because it's going to start to get interesting again. This whole time response shit is just boring. You can't respond to stupidity, and that's just wrong.
Yeah.
But all right, here we go.
Something to it, because I think a minute's a little bit too quick. So it's up to you, Knock, whatever you want to do on your word.
Well, I just want to say that I heard a whole bunch of "it's okay if God does it," and nothing about how we equivocate these crimes in the modern day. I would assume that most Christians here would not advocate for even a Christian soldier to murder a baby. Yet we find it that it's okay if God does it. Why is it okay if God does it? Why don't you all hold your God to a higher standard than your God holds you?
I'd like to answer. If I could, it only take 3 seconds. There's a difference. Oh,
we need to stick to
So it is Lucky finished.
we need to stick to a spot.
okay. Yeah, good point.
So, Knock, you have about another minute, so if you want to finish.
All right. Well. So my ultimate point is this: it's basically we hold these standards of ourselves, and yet we're willing to justify or rationalize when a God orders it or even allows it to be possible. Today we have children in Yemen starving to death because this God-ordained country of America has supplied weapons to Saudi Arabia and power to Saudi Arabia to allow an embargo on Yemen and allow these children to starve horrific deaths. And my question would be, why is it okay when God does it? And why isn't it okay when humans do it? Because if we're going to derive our morality from God, well, if God does it, then in essence, it should be okay if humans do it.
Perfect. So you're right there, a minute and a half. So, Dwayne, on your word, go ahead, and I'll start the timer.
Yeah, I'll jump in straight away and just say that obviously the relationship between Seth and Cain wouldn't produce giants, so that's just ridiculous interpretation. It wouldn't produce giants at all. And I'll hit these once is Ridge and Quentin's. You're still taking into account that it's some innocent baby when in actuality it's not. It's a Nephilim. So you're seeing it as an innocent baby. It's not. So that's the whole point of them having to take it out. And
an innocent baby is not an innocent baby.
That is the base standard. It has to be. He's the objective one that's outside of reality. He knows everything. In reality, he's omniscient, omnipresent, and he is our standard. Without him, there is no standard. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think that Dwayne is mistaken in thinking that. I think he somehow thinks like human beings weren't killed, that just all Nephilim were killed, and that those babies weren't human babies, they were Nephilim babies. And that's not what happened according to this stupid ass story. I mean, it just isn't what the fuck happened in this stupid ass story.
And also, it's nonsensical what he's saying, because your question was, well, if it's okay if God, does this certain behavior, and he is the moral lawgiver, then why isn't it right when men do it? I mean, that's we're made in their image. And then he is just parroting the apologetic that, well, God made us. God, there would be no morality without God. He's not answering your question. He's
not at all.
He's just spewing the lines that he's been taught.
And his rationalizations for killing these babies is just getting worse. Now they're not even human; they're Nephilim. But wait, I shit you not. He's gonna even get worse than that. I shit you not. It's gonna get even worse than that.
20 seconds. Go ahead, Gavin. Whenever you want to start, you have a minute and a half.
Okay, all good. Look, atheism has been around since the 5th century BC, and it's incredibly boring. You atheists are bringing nothing new to the table. That's why it's so boring, incredibly boring. God is the ultimate reality. That's a fact. Get over it. All abstract things like the laws of logic, the laws of nature, the laws of thought, they all trace back to God. They're not separate or apart from him. They're rooted within him.
Oh, God.
And all of our objective, absolute morality, laws of thought, laws of logic, they're reflections of this perfect God. Now, you keep saying things like, why don't we hold God to the same standards that we hold men? What a stupid remark. I've never heard such a stupid thing in my life.
Oh my fucking God. You're going to sit here and say not holding a standard to a higher being is a stupid remark?
It's my time. Shut your mouth. Isaiah 55 says, my ways are higher than your ways, and my thoughts are higher than your thoughts. So the atheist loves to reduce God down to a man and judge him like a man. And that's why atheism is so ridiculously stupid. And I yield.
May I respond?
Okay, so like even when he tries to, so that was the first time this entire stream that Stapler Boy tried to argue, and he didn't make an argument.
He basically repeated a lot of the things he said earlier, and he's just hurling insults, basically.
I find him so funny. He is such a unique character, man. I wish I could put him in a little box and throw him on the shelf over there just so I could listen to him every once in a while.
So who was? Oh, P. Mars. Yeah, go ahead, P. Mars. You ready?
I would say that I guess this kind of echo what Gavin is saying, that it's really arrogant of people to humans to psychoanalyze God and be like, oh, this is bad, that God did this is good, that God did that. And a good example of this is like from our narrow perspective, we can't really see what's good and bad in the short view, right? Like there's a man who had a horse that ran away, and people in the town said that's a bad thing, and the man said maybe. Well, next thing you know, the horse came back, and it brought with it some wild horses. So now he had 4 more new horses.
Don't do drugs.
And people said, oh, that's such a good thing. And the man said maybe. And then his son was like riding the horse and fell off and broke his leg. And people said, oh, that's a bad thing. And the man said maybe. Well, the next day they went to war, and people were recruiting for the army, and the son didn't have to go because he broke his leg. So the point of the story is that in the short term, we can't necessarily know what's good and bad, but God has this perspective where you can see the long-term view. And that's why we have to trust his judgment, that he knows ultimately what's right and wrong, even if he asks us to do something crazy like Abraham, kill our own child. I yield my time.
All right. Got 10 seconds in there.
I think he just said he'd kill his child if God asked him to.
Okay, go ahead when you're ready.
Well, and
all right, I was going to respond to
and real quick too. I always find that story in the Bible very interesting, because all these Christians that are in that hangout, they would tell you that God can't lie, but God lied in that instance because he knew he wasn't going to ask Abraham to go through with it. So when he asked Abraham to sacrifice his child, he was lying.
Well, yeah, I think it's worse that God didn't make him go through with it, because I mean, imagine that if God wasn't going to make him go through with it, then why put him through that to begin with? And now he lives with the knowledge that he's capable of murdering his own child. I mean, what kind of fucked up God is this? I mean, think of the psychological damage of that. Now, I'm not saying that he was a good dude for, succumbing to it and almost murdering his kid, but like, say God is real and you're under pressure from God himself to murder your child, and then God's like, psych. I mean, that's fucking worse.
Yeah.
Suchi about the babies. See, in the Old Testament, they were sacrificing their babies to like Baal and wickedness and like other types of like demons and stuff. So God would cleanse them by wiping them out because of our fallen nature, and that I don't know what Suchi is doing, but and even Suchi right now is in his own rebellion against God. So he's rebelling against God and the wickedness in his heart and even in ours, because we're all sinners. That's why we need Jesus Christ and his grace. That in the Old Testament, the sacrifice of babies was from these people that were wicked, and God had to cleanse them. So when God wipes out the babies, they were being offered to different like gods and goddesses, and then they were being sacrificed. And so when he says, why the babies, God had to cleanse them because these people were doing things to these babies that were simply demonic. And that's the problem with that. So let me just finish one more second. And the argument is that the atheist was saying is that, the arguments that the atheist says is really not that great, because without God, Nakasuchi doesn't have an absolute standard of what's right and wrong. And
everything's
therefore,
about me.
Moral values are just spins off of socio-biological evolution. And that is all he has on the atheistic view, and that's all he has what moral values are. Okay.
All right, just real quick. This is exactly why Skyouts never lost a debate ever, undefeated.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be fun when he comes on and we talk the Trinity. But I mean, at least he's trying to have some serious answers. We've experienced Gavin. We've experienced Don't Do Drugs, PMARS. Dwayne Burke is getting darker and darker with his justifications for killing babies. Let's watch, because it's going to start to devolve again. And Smokey, well, he's going to choose his chance, and he's going to try to pounce. And I think that I'm not going to give it away. It gets really, really heated between me and Smokey Saint, or Icky Taint, or Smokey Saint. Smokey Saint and Icky Taint, it's going to get heated.
Smokey bigot. That's what.
Yeah. Smokey the bigot. He had his chance. You guys saw it earlier. Earlier in the stream, he had a chance. We saw it a little while ago. He had a chance. He never took that chance to say that he doesn't endorse Matt Powell. And I think he obviously does. And I think we're going to see that he obviously really wants to be able to walk around and call people the N-word and not have any ramifications for that. Like, people shouldn't be able to just bitch slap him like a little bitch because he said the N-word and he was stupid. People shouldn't be able to do that. There should be laws against that.
Perfect. So I think Smokey's next or Tog. Either one, when you guys want to
go. I don't care. Either one. I think Tog went before me last time.
Yeah, that's fine. Actually went after Gavin, but that's all cool. I guess what I was going to say is the only thing what I wanted to respond to was, I think Nakasuchi mentioned murder, but what I would ask is when you say murder, do you really mean killing? And when if it even is killing at all on God's part.
Can I respond to that?
Yeah, after time.
And then, for the rest of the bit, I really didn't have, that was really the only thing. Other than, like, maybe it was on the responsibility of parents for not repenting, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. Other than that, go ahead.
Well, I would just say that, that's why we use innocent babies. Christians can maintain that, people achieve a soul at a certain point, but babies are innocent. So when we're talking about the death of babies, that is without a doubt murder. Murder. I yield.
So if a baby had a deformity or an illness or a terminal illness and they had to put it down, is that murder?
So we're gonna let.
I don't think we're talking about that. We're talking about healthy babies that died during the flood. So
you don't care about sick babies.
Healthy.
Well, sick babies are one thing, but we're talking generalities.
You don't care about sick babies.
We're talking about innocent babies, healthy, that would not have died otherwise, that had a chance of living a different life, a healthy life, a different life outside of sin and all of that,
Next person.
It's boring, Stapler guy. It's boring.
Hold on.
You are boring.
Yeah, I'd like to.
Shut your mouth.
Rage, I've heard you talk about your stance on pro-life, and it's just so weird to hear you say that now because you have no issue with the slaughter of children.
Smokey's trigger.
You have no issue with the slaughter of children as long as the mother.
I do.
Can I finish?
I mean, you can straw man me, but if you're going to talk about my position, I should be able to respond.
Okay, well, hold on, Gavin. So I'm sorry. So then go ahead and correct me. What's your stance on abortion? The mother decides whether or not she wants it, and she can.
My stance on abortion is that abortion is wrong, and I don't advocate for it. But I believe in individual freedoms, which is more of a right-leaning libertarian stance. So, despite my lefty politics, I believe in individual freedoms, and I think that the woman should have the right to decide the medical decisions upon her body.
Okay.
For me personally, I don't agree with abortion. I would not advocate for anybody to get an abortion. If somebody came to me for advice, should I keep the child? Should I not? My advice would be keep the child.
Even if you were raped. Sorry.
Good.
But you have no argument against her to get the abortion if she wants the abortion. Like you have no moral
I think it's her. I think it's her individual freedom to make the decision.
Okay, so you have no moral argument whatsoever about whether or not it's wrong to murder a child at all, because you can't make an argument to her whether or not it's wrong to murder her child. So you do not have any.
I think that's a different argument. What makes a child biblically, contextually, all of that.
Just real quick. I mean, do you understand now, John, what I said? I think Quentin triggered Smokey.
Yeah.
Don't mention abortion around Christians, Quentin. Let me finish, because really I'm just drawing it full circle, bro. You can accept it or not. It's hypocritical, contradictory, and nonsensical because of your moral stance that you take and
pause it right there real quick.
Substantiate and then use that as.
It's hypocritical and nonsensical. Smokey, do you mean like saying it's okay for God to murder innocent babies, but you're against a woman having the right to choose? I mean, yeah, that's hypocritical and nonsensical. As long as it's my God that did it, then it's okay. It's moral.
Yeah, and they've literally spent this whole conversation justifying why it's okay that God killed innocent babies.
Right.
And now Smokey is triggered and wants to turn it around on me, like I'm the one that's been sitting here advocating for killing innocent babies.
Right. And he is just too lowbrow of a mentality to appreciate the nuance of, personally, I would not advocate abortion. Okay. If a woman asked me, or if a family member asked me about having an abortion, I would advise them to do anything but abort the baby, whether it's, keep the baby or have the baby and adopt it out. But at the same time, hold the position that a woman should have the right to do with her body what she wants. Period. Yeah. I mean, he's just too lowbrow of a mentality to understand that nuance.
Well, yeah, and I think he wants to be triggered. So I think Quentin provided him a chance, and now he's got a chance. Now he's warmed up. He's Icky Tane again, and so he's gonna go on the attack. And he's not happy that I had 2 streams calling him out for supporting Matt Powell's very, very homophobic call for genocide rhetoric, for calling him out for becoming a part of that. You know what?
Video idea. All right. We have to get a bunch of clips of Smokey over the edge and Smokey, holding every fiber of his being, tightly to try and be nice and reasonable. And it'd be like the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde fucking video of like.
Yeah, that would be funny. That would be funny because he tried. I mean, not for long, but he at least tried. But Icky's back. Icky's back. I wish I had the video of the Icky Shuffle, but I got rid of it. So no Icky Shuffle tonight.
Your baseline to judge our morality based upon a contextual view of the Bible that doesn't actually even fit the narrative. It just seems a little disingenuous to me. I yield.
So, I mean, if we're going to talk the Bible, I just really don't see where God has an issue with killing innocent babies. I really don't. If you want to talk Bible and scripture, then we can talk that. But we're talking a political and legal conversation.
In Jeremiah, so in Jeremiah, when he said that he had never even thought that he would have even thought in his mind to have the children of Israel pass their children through the fire into Moloch by actually sacrificing them alive. When he said that he never commanded that, nor would he even think to command that, what was that about? He was condoning child murder, or he was condoning the eradication of.
Well, I mean, if you want to pick out individuals, I could pick out plenty of individuals on either side of the subject.
Oh no, you made it.
What I'm talking about is God's willingness to kill innocent children.
Not innocent.
He doesn't seem to have an issue with it.
Okay, point to the innocent children that he killed. Point to one of them.
All of the firstborn children of Egypt that had nothing to do with the political conflict between Pharaoh and Moses.
Oh, so they don't have to be delivered.
They're just children. They had nothing. They had nothing to do with it.
Oh, so they lived good lives in Egypt.
Well, I mean, according to Egyptian standards, they probably did.
Well, so you know that they lived in really good standards, and it was good for them to live up in their cultural society dynamic
I'm quite sure.
Okay,
I'm
here's
quite
the problem,
sure.
Ronnie. Here's the
I'm
problem.
quite- Why are you still calling me Ronnie, dude?
Sorry. Okay, knock. I got used to it. Okay, sorry, knock. Okay, here's the thing, dude. This is the thing you're not recognizing is you're leveraging a moral dilemma. It's the same thing I said to Skylar. You want something unrealistic to happen. What it is that
what I don't want is God to kill like innocent children.
Okay, but the problem is okay. Let's say he didn't. Let's take one of the nations that they went and conquered. Let's say that the children were never even mentioned in the text at all. Let's say the children of Israel went in there, killed everyone else, and then just left the children there to starve to death. Is that better?
Well, I mean, it would be better if the people of Israel didn't go in there and just kill everybody.
Oh, so it was better to let them just continue in their cultural dynamic of
why
was
it bad for them to be in existence and living their culture?
Because they were engaging in rape, murder, kidnapping, and child.
And Israel wasn't.
No, they were not.
Well, I mean, we clearly know that they were.
Not until they merged with the Canaanite people because they failed to wipe them out. Sure.
Oh, so it's the Canaanites people. The Canaanites that are the result of a curse from God because, Ham saw his dad naked because his dad, Noah, who is this holy dude, was drunk and naked.
Do you know the potential actual historical context that you
I'm talking about Noah and his family and Ham and the curse of Canaan, Canaan didn't even see Noah naked. Ham did, but God and Noah cursed Canaan because, omnipotence.
Well, Canaan was Canaan was the child. Was the child
that was innocent in
that. I thought we were supposed to have like this time thing.
Oh yeah, I kind of hijacked that because Smoke.
I just fucked Smokey saying up.
Well, yeah, and here's the thing, with what Smokey was just saying over the last couple of minutes, it made me think that Smokey would have fit in very well in mid 1930s to mid 1940s Germany. He would have been right next to Hitler and all of the Nazis that were killing Jews. Okay, because Smokey just got done saying, okay, it was okay to kill the babies because this society was corrupt. And we can't leave those babies to be corrupted by this society.
Yeah,
that's basically what he said. Okay, so he would have fit in real nice when the Jews were slaughtered in the 1930s.
You're hitting it on the head. So we're seeing a progression now. We're seeing a progression of justification when it comes to murdering the innocent. We saw it at the very beginning where they had some really weird justification at the very beginning, but then it went to none of the people in the flood were fucking human. They were all Nephilim, and God just killed Nephilim, and I'm like, that's not what the Bible.
And the babies weren't the babies.
Yeah.
And I could just you could just hear.
And now we're like, oh, the civilizations were just shit, and I mean, shithole countries.
And you made the point too a long time ago on the stream that, well, wait a minute. So it's a baby whose mentality hasn't even formed yet. You're saying it's going to grow up bad in a society, but wait a minute, couldn't you take that baby and raise it in your society? And it's not going to end. I mean, that's the same thing. I can just hear Nazis saying, back then, well, because they could have taken the Jewish babies and had somebody else raise them, but no, they killed the young right along with the old when they slaughtered the Jews because it was that they were Jews. They wanted to kill all the Jews. Okay.
Yeah, and we are in no way saying like he is a Nazi. We're not playing that game. He says shit like that. You're just making an equivocation that his argument here would fit well in Nazi Germany.
Right. Well, and I'm not making an equivocation. I'm equating the argument he's making now.
Yeah. It's
back then.
You can see that as a justification, maybe, of why they would have been the people of Germany, if they actually knew what was going on, why they would go along with such things.
Oh, no, and just real quick, no, I disagree with you. Smokey's a Nazi.
There's John. John. You know, he's entitled to his opinion, y'all. And shit, I don't know. But all right, yeah, we're gonna continue. John's probably going to smoke a cigarette.
He's being stupid.
I'm not being stupid, dude. I'm just calling you out.
I mean, you are having some really ridiculous.
You have
here.
no
kind of
moral foundation to even make the argument.
Like, what is your moral foundation that if I go into my dad's bedroom and I see him naked, my daughter would be cursed to slavery?
Again, you've actually taken the least potential, intellectual pursuit of the text because you've learned nothing about it.
Well, I'm just saying what the text says. I'm just
I know you are. I know that's all you
Almighty Word of God.
I know that's all you ever do. You just read it as simply as you possibly can and make a judgment. I know.
Rich,
I know you're
hold on. We're going to let Smokey finish boring atheist, please.
Hold on. We're going to let Smokey
I think, yeah, I'll just draw a bow on it real quick.
So it's Smokey's
Knock will find an excuse to deny it, to straw man it, to basically put any spin on it he can. And then he'll also attack me personally, after having done nothing about it other than just try to give a sensical argument to the worldview that makes no sense that he's judging.
How did I attack you personally?
So he actually wants to impose his worldview that he can't justify, is nonsensical, is contradictory, and use that to judge us. No, I'm sorry. It's an irrational, nonsensical.
Like saying like killing innocent babies is irrational.
You've already said that it's okay to kill innocent babies in certain situations. Doc, that's what makes you a contradictory, nihilistic.
I'm such a bad human being. I advocate for the life of innocent babies.
We need time responses. I'm going to start freaking muting people. Okay.
Can we get
I'm going to let Smokey finish his time response.
That's right. No, I'm done. I'm done, Praise. I wrapped up. It's fine. Move on.
I just wanted to add one more thing real quick. The atheists have done way more baby killing than any religion on the planet. If you look at Popeye, Stalin,
oh my God, abortion is atheism now.
Yeah, because if you look at the yeah, because if you look at Britain and Popeye, they're atheists and they kill babies too. So.
All right, so I'm going to do my time response. We're going to go to Nog. So here we go. So Nog,
Damn, I don't even get there.
We need to demonstrate there's such a thing as innocence in war. All these texts about babies or Nephilims, whatever, they are war texts. And where you claim there is a babies being murdered, it actually is not, because we have something called hyperbole, war rhetoric, propaganda, and Samuel. For example, 1 Samuel 15.
All right, so real quick, the progression continues. I think we were just at, shithole countries, so it was okay to kill the babies. And now it's saying, well, even though it said, Praise is saying, even though it says that they killed the babies, they didn't really kill any babies. It's all metaphor or some shit. So we're like progressing, but like I promised you, John, earlier that the justifications are going to get really dark, and so it hasn't gotten to its worst yet. It's going to get a lot worse.
And it shows that the Amalekites were there a few chapters later. So no, you have to demonstrate this contextually that there were babies murdered. And so you have to demonstrate also that there is such a thing as innocence in war, because actually we have war people that are part of war, and they just, I mean, there's philosophers out there to say there is no such thing as innocence. But another thing is babies. There is no such thing as death of babies anyway. Luke 20:38. God is the God of the living, not the dead. So it's because they switch dimensions or switch realms. That doesn't mean they're dead. So who are you to decide of these babies anyway? You don't know. You don't even know what life and death is. So can you prove what it entails?
So your argument is it's okay because God killed them, but they go to heaven.
Next person.
I mean, is that your response? Is that God killed them, they go to heaven, so it's okay?
Can I go?
Yeah. So it's Matt.
Yeah, and then me.
I thought I got to respond to that bullshit, but okay.
Rage, you can go ahead if you want to go. You can go ahead, Rage.
Well, I was just saying, like, your response is literally, God did it, it's okay, and they went to heaven anyway. I mean, holy shit, Praise. You don't ever have children, no.
Stop crying, stop crying. Next person, please.
Stop crying. Lick my asshole, please.
Attention seeking.
I've got to keep this conversation, going the right way. So go ahead, Matt Bond.
Okay, so I personally think the whole conversation about whether or not the flood was moral, immoral, it never really gets us anywhere, right? If you step into a Christian view, you're going to see God as He is perfect. Whatever He says, he knows more than we know. So obviously, there's a reason for His tactics, for His whatever He does. If you look at from a non-believer view, you're not going to see it that way, right? So, I don't see it as though His methods were right or moral, but a Christian's going to come at it from a different view and say, well, he knows more than us, right? He understands reality and everything more than us. So, you don't really get anywhere with these types of debates, although I do find them interesting and good discussion, as long as no one's yelling. But I think the bigger issue is first demonstrating the God before you can get into these type of discussions. That's just my opinion.
All right, so you there, John?
Yep.
All right, so we're at the calm before the storm now. So it's devolved back into like this heated exchange between me and Smokey. Stapler Boy is being Stapler Boy. Matt Bond just made a lot of sense and had a great answer. But we've got 10 minutes left, 11 minutes and 35 seconds left of this thing. So the fireworks is about to start happening. And it's going to descend into a realm of dumpster fire. And as I said earlier in the stream, like when I first left the stream, I kind of felt bad about where it goes. And Jay made me feel better about it in our conversation after his stream. That it was a legitimate part of the conversation, but it's as I told John a little bit about it, there might be something involving offering a plane ticket to Michigan. So we're getting there. The fireworks are about to start.
Well, and interestingly enough, Sky Out's in the live chat. Drag left a stream that we were watching the other day, and as soon as Drag left, Sky Out started calling Drag not a bitch in the live chat. And I said, Sky Out, I'll tell you what, man, I'll pay for a ticket for you to fly down to Texas so you can call Drag a bitch to his face.
Well, I mean, Sky Out has reason to be salty with Drag, seeing as how Drag has raped him a couple times in some conversations.
Yeah.
Like just completely obliterated his ass.
Yep.
I might have to bring up one of those old. It's been a while since I looked at Dragnot.
Right. And Sky Out refers to Dragnot as a bitch when Dragnot has on more than one occasion made Sky Out his bitch.
Yeah. That's funny. That's funny. Might be a little Freudian slip there, Sky Out.
Yeah.
So let's continue. We're to the fireworks now, guys. Here we go.
I should leave there.
All right, you're 10 seconds. I'd like to give Nicholas a chance to respond to this too, because I know.
Oh, I thought it was my turn, but okay. Go ahead, Nicholas.
Go ahead, Quinn. Go ahead.
No, that's fine. Let Nicholas go. I'll go last again. That's fine. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, Nicholas is. I haven't heard from Nicholas, so I'm interested.
Go ahead, Nicholas. We'll start in your time if you want to jump on in.
Okay, what's the time?
Minute 30.
Okay, so I'm ready. I'm just starting now. And God is God, so He does what should be done. with broad considerations, with very specific, close love. In ancient times, he made Israel a people unto himself, so he didn't have that personal relationship with everyone else. But when Christ went to the cross, then he dethroned all of the rebel gods and the gods of the nations, and Christ is Lord of all. And so now everyone gets a personal relationship with God, and it's awesome.
I like it.
I'm in.
So you have another minute to go, but yeah, go ahead and I'll start it on your time.
It's my turn?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So real quick, I agree with Matt Bond 100% wholeheartedly. This conversation and this debate's kind of getting nowhere because everyone's running around in the same damn circles. I agree with him that God needs to be demonstrated, and then we go from there. Also, I'm going to go ahead and peace out, make me a sandwich, and go watch Netflix. So thanks for the dumpster fire entertainment. It was thoroughly entertaining. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Naka, for putting up with this crap. And I sent you an email. Get with me some point, and we'll get to talking. And everyone have a good night.
Oh, yeah, definitely, man. Have a good night.
You have a minute and a half, Knock, whenever you want to start.
Is it me or should somebody else go? Did we skip anybody?
Should I?
No, we got everyone.
Is it Dwayne?
Well, I just want to say to Nicholas, I've talked a little bit of smack about you, just the nature of everything. I would like to have a conversation with you because I think that you're a Christian that really thinks that love is something that matters. And I would like to have a conversation with you about that because I think I wouldn't want to change your worldview. I would just want to maybe broaden your prospects of love and how it.
All right. So before I go any further, John, did anything I just say, would that bring any kind of triggered response in any way from any human being, would you imagine?
No, I can't imagine it would. I mean, it seemed pretty reasonable to me.
Yeah, I just want to talk to the guy. He seems like, because this Nicholas guy, he says some really weird things, but if you watch him speak and you watch him talk about God and shit, like you can really tell, like he really cares, right? Like he might say some bad shit and he might even be dissing on me, but like you could tell, like he really cares, and he thinks that by if he could somehow bring me to Christianity, that he would be helping me, and that's what it's about for him, right? So like I can see like he really loves people, and he seems like a really unique character, and I'm just trying to shout out to a Christian in the room. I think that I'm being sincere. I wouldn't think that would trigger anybody, but we have an icky taint in the room, so let's go. Matters.
No, I find that so frustrating.
Like
you claim to pride yourself on being consistent. You said to me in stream multiple times that your goal, your desire is that no one believes anything religious.
I just said I don't want to bring him from his worldview.
Yeah,
I just want to talk to him about love, dude.
That's my point, dude. Is that you don't seem to actually be.
When you say dude, I hear
you constantly claim. You see, I struggle with this. When you do 2 attack streams in a row instead of just, I don't know, dude, maybe just having me on for a chat or going on to Maddox's stream.
You want to do this right here? Like I was trying to avoid this.
I'm a little puzzled by you coming in, and now you just said something real contradictory, and I just now you just pushed me on the edge, and now I feel like I gotta call it out.
The homophobic bigot, and I called you out.
No.
Let him finish.
Well, I mean, let him finish my ass. He's attacking me, you douchebag.
You're not consistent like you claim. And it's coming out all over the place here.
I actually gave you props during Matt Pig's stream when you bent to my will and played nice. And now you want to go to the burn hospital scenario. Let's do this.
That's what
I mean,
you think
let's do
happened.
this. I was willing to give you
What
the benefit. I knew it wouldn't
was
last.
I
Nikki.
bending?
I knew it wouldn't last.
What will was I bending to?
Well, I mean, I literally called you out for calling the people in that chat trash clowns, and then you went all nice as fuck. I mean, I have DMs to John Peterson. I'm like, this is a show for me, right?
I had a specific interaction with Rick. John Peterson is still an idiot.
You apologize for being the douchebag that you are.
Well, what I do,
atheist, horse-faced moron.
Okay.
What was that, John?
He just called me an atheist, horse-faced moron.
Is he in the chat?
No, he just said it on the stream.
Oh,
when you mentioned me.
all right. An atheist, horse-faced moron. I'm like, I'm going back over the comments. I'm like, I was thinking maybe I had my like sexy smoky screen, but I forgot I'm not on OBS. So wow. Don't talk about love around Icky Taint. Let's continue.
You know what?
It had nothing to do with my comment to you.
No, it didn't.
No,
my interaction with Rib, as I said in the stream, I had email correspondence with Rib, in which I felt that that's what he was reacting to.
You was a
and I felt that I should go ahead
he was
and
a straight douche. Let him finish, staple guy. Okay, let's finish.
All you're doing is reinforcing the popular notion.
Am I talking to you or am I talking to Smokey?
I don't know. I think you're just talking at everyone, Rage. I think that's what you're doing.
I think you're talking out of your ass. Please go to that lower ground again, Smokey. I love it. I love it when you do this.
I haven't gone anywhere except just trying to point out things that I think are inconsistent.
What's inconsistent? I talked about love, and that's inconsistent. Like, I told Nicholas straight up, like, I think that he is a dude that loves people.
Now, so let's test your consistency again, because what you did in one of your streams was call out the idea that basically it was bad that I agreed with you that we should have free speech. So explain something to me.
In the context of using the N-word, and you're saying that you should be able to use that word and have no ramifications for that. I maintain that if you use that word, there are ramifications for that.
And what are the ramifications?
Getting your ass beat.
Oh, so
yeah, you should be able to.
Okay.
Like if you are going to go.
So you didn't agree.
If you're going to go and say that word, if you're going to go and say that word, you should get your ass beat.
What other words are you allowed to not say to get your ass beat?
Well, I don't know. Like, you can say whatever you want. I believe in
no, apparently
but I believe in action and consequence, and the consequence of that word is getting your ass beat.
Oh, okay. So someone else, like maybe what you've said about sometimes, that some of the things I think you've said are that offensive that I could beat your ass for it?
How so?
Well, I just decided that that's that.
Well,
level
come and
of
beat my
offensive.
ass then, bitch.
Well, I mean, is that okay to you?
Well, yeah, come to Michigan. I will stand right here.
So here we go.
First punch.
Here's
Rage. The first punch, and then I will stomp your fucking ass.
Here's Rage, where he's saying that he believes in free speech, but he believes that anyone should be.
I wish I had a dumpster. I should be on OBS and I could have a dumpster fire, like, going or something prepared for a dumpster fire here.
And again, there's Smokey not following nuance. Okay, yeah, you say what you want, but sometimes you're going to say shit that there's going to be repercussions.
Yeah, and not every time. Like most black people aren't going to just lay out and hit you. I'm just saying it's a possibility,
right?
And I said it. I said it directly to him in one of my videos to him. I'm that dude. I'm Smokey from Friday. I'm gonna stand over you and be like, "You just got knocked the fuck out." Like, I'm gonna think it's funny because you're stupid. And
and the larger town that's about 15 miles away from the smaller town I live in, there's some neighborhoods there that I'd like to take Smokey to and let him use the N-word all he wants.
Yeah.
And he would not have a very good day, I can tell you that.
No,
right
he would not. No, he would not. But it's gonna devolve worse. I mean, we're just now like we're into the violence now. Like it's all metaphor, right? It's all if I would, or if this happened, what if I took your shit so offensive I came and did violence on you? And I'm like, bitch, come and do it. We're into the violence now.
I'm saying you can come here to Michigan, punch me in my face.
What they
and there will be
say,
a
if they
consequence
feel
for that
themselves
action.
enough to do so. So he is a violence promoting, nonsensical, virtue
I'm saying if you
signaling,
came to Michigan,
trailer trash, bigot sack of crap.
Chris, can I just get 60
Keep virtue signaling, Rage, because I'll just keep exposing
That's what I'm
you.
saying. I said it clearly. Come to Michigan. I'll pay for your
Oh, I
fucking
know.
ticket.
Oh, I bet you
I'll pay for your
I bet
ticket.
you would love that. No, that's how you solve things.
I'll pay
that
for
you
your
can't
ticket.
solve
Come
with
and
your
punch me in
wit.
my face. Come and punch me in my face and see if there's not a ramification for
Consequences
that.
for that, right, Rage? As in your video?
Yes,
Then
I
I
will
get
stomp that
arrested.
ass.
Then
I
I
will
get
stomp that
arrested.
ass. I will stomp that ass.
Can I get
Yes.
60 seconds, please?
Yeah.
I will stomp that ass, Smokey. Come on.
Yeah, you won't see me coming, dude.
Can I?
Well, I'm paying for your ticket, so I will.
No, you won't.
Well, so you're gonna sucker punch me? What kind of man are you? You're not gonna fucking come and face
Well,
me
that's
as
how
a
you want
man.
to
Are
do
you a
it.
little bitch?
Hey, apparently
Are you
it's
a little
okay.
bitch?
It's okay to call someone an
I'm
N-word.
coming out of the
Someone to run
Are you a
over
little
and slam
bitch?
them any way they want. So yeah,
No, you're a
bro.
little
Apparently you.
This
you
is
think
why I'm
that's
up
okay.
late tonight.
Yeah.
So
Apparently
come
you
and sucker
think
punch
it's all
me.
right.
Come
You
and
think it's
sucker
all
punch
right.
me, Smokey, and see what happens.
You think it's all right? So sure, bro.
You want to do a charity
Chris, dog.
No,
I will look away as you.
All right. Woo! Take a deep breath, y'all. Take a deep breath. Holy shit, Smokey Saint gonna come and kick my ass. He's gonna sucker punch me. Yes.
Move that mic closer to your mouth, dude.
Sorry, you can't hear me?
Well, it's just kind of low as opposed
All right.
to earlier.
Yeah, I've got to have this one like super, super close. But yeah, this really happened, John. This really fucking happened. Last night, I'm tired as fuck. I'm up till 4 a.m. And he waited all night. He had so many chances earlier. He could have done the right thing, and he just did the wrong thing. And devolved it to literally, I'm telling him, here, I will buy your ticket. You can come up and I will let you punch me in my face. Right? It has devolved to that point. And this man is so afraid of me that he's like, nope, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to sneak up on you and I'm going to sucker punch you like a little bitch.
And then just remember, everybody, this all started because Knock mentioned love.
Because I mentioned love. I cannot make this shit up. I mean, it's like my life is written by like fucking, I don't know, like maybe a god.
Well,
maybe it was a god that wrote my life.
The thing is, too, is like, and I've used that tactic before, and I don't really even consider myself a tough guy, especially now at this stage of my life. But there's been more than once where, with a bitch like Smokey, I put my arms behind my back and said, "Go right ahead. You get the first one."
Yeah, you could literally get the first punch, like everything you got. I mean, and if you're smart, you're gonna go for the nose, because then my eyes are gonna water up. It's gonna be hard for me to see. I'm gonna have this immediate reaction to where I'm not really gonna be able to do anything back. But then I'm gonna kick your ass, and that's the conversation is action and consequence, Smokey. Like, he can't understand that. Yes, you have free speech. You can go and say the N-word. And that's what this is about, the fucking N-word, right? And you can go and say that word, right? But there's consequences to your fucking actions. You're a grown-ass man. You're a grown-ass man in a fucking real world.
And if the scenario you painted happened, if he used the N-word and someone beat his ass for it, there may be repercussions for that as well. They may end up in jail. They could, end up in jail for assault, okay?
Yeah, they would face the consequences of their actions, right? Like, and I've explained that before. When I explained this to him, like, this is, I mean, I think he's a racist, and he tries to make these justifications for why it would be okay. Freedom of speech, sure. Freedom of speech is there. But there's consequences. There's consequences to enacting on your freedoms. You know, you have the freedom to go and kill somebody, but there's consequences for that shit.
Yep,
Don't get caught.
The old cliche, is it okay to yell fire in a crowded movie house? Well, sure, go ahead and yell it. But if you cause a panic and people get hurt, then you're going to have repercussions over that.
Yeah, it's all right. So just a couple minutes left. Jay is going to come and save the day. Jay's a good dude. He's a good dude.
I will let you do it.
Just
You want to box me for charity?
Can I just get 60 seconds?
wait, not
No, it went violent really fast, but please let me.
Love some race hatred, race violence. Look at all the race violence that rage.
We're talking about love. You got all violent, dog.
Guys, why didn't you go to say, hey, why didn't you just get in that smoke wagon and see what happens? Why didn't you just get what's going on?
Can I just get 60 seconds?
I'm just going to follow you with consistency, right?
Go ahead, Dwayne.
I just want 60 seconds. I'm just going to literally turn around and say that, Rage, what you did in turning around and saying that woman has a choice to kill her own baby, you defeated your own argument.
I spoke a conservative political point. Oh my God, I'm a lefty.
Let's go, right?
Let him finish.
Just please let me
Let
talk.
him finish.
Right. You self-defeated your own argument because you give justification for someone to kill and choose to kill or keep someone alive. So
justify killing all
then
the time.
God
How
should,
the fuck did I do that?
Then God should be allowed because he's
Let him finish.
Go ahead, y'all.
I'm sorry, Dwayne, but like, you know, Gavin's stupid.
Shut your mouth. No. Is Dwayne finished? It must be my turn.
Well, I just want to say, like, how the fuck did I justify like that? What Dwayne just said, yo?
I don't care what you want to say, piece of social cancer. It's not your turn.
Hey, Knock. You want to come to my channel so we can talk?
Yes, I think I do because this is nonsense.
All right, I'll start up a live stream and do the link.
I'll be there, dog. I'll be there. All right, yeah, it's tying. All right, y'all. Thank you, Praise, for letting me come on. And Nicholas, I would like to talk to you about love someday. But peace the fuck out, y'all.
All right, so
hey, do you have any more of this?
No, I don't have. No, I recorded this earlier when it was
just
still
up
live.
Just up to that
Yeah.
point.
Yeah,
And what's
and
the timestamp you're at right now?
I don't know because it's a recording.
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
How long of was it?
It should. It was near the beginning of the stream, I think. It shouldn't be too hard.
How long is what you have?
About an hour and 20 minutes.
Okay. I just want to be able to go to the other video and listen to them trash talking you after you left.
Yeah, and we'll probably cover that on Monday, I'm thinking. But I mean, just the motherfucking dumpster fires I find myself in sometimes. It's been a while, but like Smokey's behavior during that, John. I mean, I don't know if you saw all of the earlier stream, but he had a chance at that earlier stream, like earlier in the conversation. He had a chance, and he didn't take it. And then he had another chance when he came back in, and he didn't take it. And then once abortion was mentioned, and the conversation between us escalated, and it was no longer we were both pretending to be friendly, right? Because that dance had been going on. Once it had escalated to that point, then he couldn't help himself. Icky Tank came out, and he couldn't no longer just be civil in the conversation anymore. It was, let's try to go for the jugular. And I was able to flip it on him fairly easy because, he's pretty stupid.
Yeah. And, I just want to point out, to people who have seen me around YouTube over the last couple of years, how many times you ever seen me do a response video?
Yeah, I think I can remember one. Maybe the Tooth Fairy, but I did that for you. And that wasn't a response video, it was a poem.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, okay. Smokey is just such an abysmal human being. Like
I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt. You were there.
I have to, and I liken it to like some other people that have. Okay, you can make a mistake, but then you can correct yourself. People are forgiving. You know, if he had come out after the fact and said, you know what, Knox got a good point. I shouldn't be calling Matt Powell my brother because Matt Powell wants to, you know, murder people. Matt Powell, you know, hates gay people. You know, and he could have taken the high ground, but he won't do that.
Yeah, he just won't do it. Because he knows that it would be it goes being the biblical person he's trying to portray himself, at least, to be on YouTube. And I think that there's a really great argument to be made whether Smokey Saints a Poe. You know, I pointed out how he had mentioned to me he used to troll me under a different name. And me and you had that conversation on the phone where I'm like, I really think like maybe he's tried this a couple times, and now this is the iteration that we're seeing of him. And I know a few other people kind of feel that same way. So, yeah, I mean, this thing, you know, it's been good for the channel. People like drama, people like back and forth, and he makes it so fucking easy. You know, like it's just so fucking easy. All I really got to do is walk into these conversations, and sooner or later, this dude's gonna get so triggered that it's. I mean, it literally devolved to some schoolyard third grade bullshit. Like I'm gonna fucking kick your ass. I mean, it was fucking really, really ridiculous. And like, as you said, and as I pointed out, because I talked about like one of his Christian buddies being pretty decent and being about love.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Ugh. I mean, I don't think this about too many people, but I truly hope that Smokey doesn't have offspring because his influence on children would be a horrible thing.
Well, really, and any of the people in that room justifying murdering the innocent. I didn't quite catch the part, but there was a part where Dwayne Burke literally asked me, maybe it was earlier in the stream and I just didn't catch it. What if a baby is just born evil? And I ask him, I'm like, well, how do you know a baby's evil? Have you not had a fucking baby? He looks old enough to have some fucking kids. There's no way a baby can give you an indication of being fucking evil.
Yeah, was he talking about Damien or something?
Yeah, like some fucking Antichrist shit or something. But again, like I said, he's a dude that gets into the Illuminati, so he thinks.
Well, and I don't know if you remember this part, and I don't even know who said it, but one of them a while back said, and he used these exact words too. Well, what if like a baby, there was something wrong with the baby and they were sick or deformed or something, and you had to put them down? Would that be? He said, put them down.
Yeah,
like, talking about like putting a horse or a dog down or something like that. Like,
and of course, like that, I don't think anybody would consider that murder. Like if it's better for the child, you know, at least for me, like, you know, I'm for assisted. I'm for assisted death at the end of life. Like if you're sitting there suffering, I would rather you have the choice over your body on how you go out. You know, I don't want to suffer. You know, I don't want to sit there and watch my daughter have to watch me suffer. I'd rather go out on my own terms.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, but the person was saying, I mean, who is going to put a disabled baby down? I mean, come on, man, like that's just insane.
Yeah, maybe they did that shit back in the day, but nowadays we don't. Like, yeah, if it's just disabled, you know, if its life ain't threatened.
I got to get out of here.
Yeah, it's late. I need to go to bed. It was a long one last night, as you guys can see. Jay gave me permission, so I will mirror because as soon as this conversation was over, I went to Jay's channel and we had a talk. And I you know, when you come out of these rooms, you're a little jacked up. So maybe at the beginning, I haven't watched it yet. Maybe at the beginning, I'm a little jacked up and I'm just like, oh, what the fuck just happened? Because I mean, that's probably the best moments of these conversations, coming out of something that you think that you held your own against a lot of people coming at you. I mean, it's like fucking Christian ping pong up in that bitch through the whole thing, right? And you feel like you did well, so you're jacked up, and then and it's also very late. So yeah, I'll mirror that, and I'll throw that on the channel as a part 3, and then maybe part 4 will be Monday, John, if you're around. We'll see what kind of shit they talk. I haven't seen it yet. You told me about it. I figured they did. I just haven't had time to do it. So maybe we'll review all the shit they talked about me after this conversation. I have fun with the drama.
If you want to know what a bigot looks like, go find Smokey.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's clear now. He clearly chose not to call out Matt Powell. I mean, that was the ultimatum, right? Like that was like you showed your support for him. Do you support him or do you not? And he chose clearly last night not to go the route of not being in support of Matt Powell in the NIFB. So
real quick, let me show. I'm a horse-faced moron.
I want to thank the chat. I want to thank you guys for hanging out and watching this monstrous catastrophe of a dumpster fire. It's been a while. Everybody knows I love the dumpster fires. And yes, it did devolve. You didn't hallucinate it. It did devolve between me and Smokey Saint that I would buy a plane ticket and he's going to come and sucker punch me. So that's where we're at in our relationship. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you soon.